I know it's the preseason, right? I know it's the preseason, Damo, and I don't watch the preseason as much. I'm starting to do it now because I'm dealing with you guys, so I got to pay more attention to the preseason. But I'm really worried about that Charlotte team, man. I am. I know it's Boston, and I know that because I think Boston's a favorite in the East, but I'm worried about that Charlotte team. I am.
Man, people have been trying to tell me like I don't live an hour outside of Charlotte, so I literally keep up with this team on a daily basis. People try to tell me because 2 years ago they made the play-in that they must have improved so much, and no, they haven't. They literally have plateaued or gotten worse. I understand people love Miles Bridges, like Miles Bridges. Mm-hmm. There is going to be a level of rust on Miles Bridges not playing for a year. But he could have been hooping his whole time and Rico Hines this whole time.
Yeah.
It's still going to be a level of rust getting back into playing organized, professional NBA basketball.
Right.
People are trying – I believe in Brandon Miller. I believe in LaMelo. I don't believe in nobody else on this. I don't believe in nobody else on this team. Now, people are Chill, you were the first one to say it. I've seen other people on the timeline preach Mark Williams. I got to see it for Mark Williams. I didn't pay too much attention about Mark Williams. Cool. I got to see it with Mark Williams. I don't know how great you're going to be with Terry Rozier. Just at this point, it feels like an empty 20 off the bench. I don't know who Gordon Hayward is anymore. I don't know what is it with this team. PJ Washington, in my opinion, is just PJ Washington. I don't see the hype with PJ Washington. Right. He got more coverage for his baby moms than he did for playing basketball. I don't know what the hype is with people liking PJ Washington. So this team is really they might be the worst team. I think the Wizards can be better than the Hornets. They might be the worst team in the league.
Why is that though, Damo?
Because I believe in more players on the Wizards, and the Wizards have a better identity and less issues off the court. There's guys who don't even get in the game that have legal issues on the Hornets. There's guys who were third men on the depth chart and with third string on the depth chart who were causing ruckus behind the scenes and had to get cut for just nothing, just because this team is dysfunctional. That is a problem.
I think
Go ahead, Chill.
I just think that this team, looking at what they've done, and LaMelo really, as good as LaMelo is, and I know it's the preseason, but I'm looking for improvement. That's what I'm looking for more than anything. I'm looking for improvement. And, with young players, you see it early, and I haven't really seen much. I mean, he's still taking the same shots, and he still isn't defending at the level that I need him to defend at. And I feel like he's buying his time in Charlotte until it's just time to go. I'm not.
Why wouldn't he? I mean, he's honestly. I've always felt that Lonzo was the best brother out the three because of how he played the game. I felt LaMelo was the most talented of all three brothers, but his mind has never just been basketball. He's always had the protagonist mindset. He's always had I'm a star since he was 16. Since they had the show on him, he's always had a star-like mind. So I never expected him to just, especially going to the Hornets, buy in on basketball, buy in on just becoming the best basketball player ever. I think he's content where he's at. He's a talented player, and I feel like if you put him around other talented players, then you might see it a little more. They might get it out of him. But when LaMelo is your best player, when LaMelo is by far your best player too, it's not even close on that team. When he's by far your best player, and that team does nothing, he's going to be stagnant, content. He was an all-star reserve. I was surprised he was even that in his second year.
I wasn't. I thought he played himself into an all-star role, being the 20-8 guy, and that Charlotte team winning, and he was the engine to them going. But I think he's going to make Brandon Miller a lot better. I do think he's going to make Brandon Miller a lot better. But for the most part, that Charlotte team, and I'm a big Mark Williams fan, I think that he could be, to be honest with you, a better version of Marcus Camby. I feel like he could. I feel like he could be in that kind of mold, but I don't know what they're doing in Charlotte, and I think that they're going to be. I'm really worried about them. I am.
I agree with Damo in the sense about LaMelo in the sense of I do think he has other interests besides basketball. I don't see him as a guy, even in interviews, as a guy who's consistent. Like I'm in the gym working, putting in the work to get better. I think he's content being a 20-8 guy, and that just might be the guy he is, which is fine. But him being the best player or supposed leader on the team, I think is definitely problematic. Even the maturity, like even when he gives interviews.
So wait, because LaMelo has pizzazz off the court, that means he's not going to get better on the court.
It's not pizzazz. It's not pizzazz. It's almost like he seems immature to me. Like there's guys you can have all the interests off the court, still be a leader and still get better. But to me, it just seems like to what Damo's saying, he's not a guy who can work in the gym like that.
Jalen and Damo, dude's 23.
And plus,
he's 23.
I don't think that's the issue, Ron.
Did you hear what I said?
I heard what Damo said though.
In terms of what?
In terms of, I don't think his focus is. I don't think it's just basketball with him, and I don't think that he's the type of. I don't think he's the guy that's just going to be in the gym to better his game all the time. And this isn't an assumption. This is what he's shown. He has shown he has other interests since he was a 16-year-old.
Hey, Ron, don't y'all change my name now. Put my name at ticketvmedia.com. That's you got LaRon.com. My name is ticketvmedia.com.
What? Ticket. I never changed your name. But so you guys sincerely believe that Melo's not putting in the work? Because I think Melo puts in the same amount of work as Lonzo, simply because they come from the same tree, and if not even more.
I don't think LaMelo. First of all, I don't think he's putting in as much work as Lonzo because you can see it physically. Lonzo physically over his first 3 years in the league, you've seen the drastic change in his body alone. First 3 to 4 years, you've seen the drastic change in his body alone. And I'm not saying LaMelo hasn't gotten bigger, but again, LaMelo has shown since he was a 16, 15-year-old that he was definitely not more concerned, but he definitely had a high level of concern about his image off the court, his image, doing other things to make money, other avenues, being a businessman, because that's who LeVar Ball bred these boys to be too, not just basketball players, but to be businessmen. And LaMelo took the forefront of that. I think LaMelo, out of all the brothers, he is the most willing to, when it comes to dealing with media, social media, doing business deals, doing all that other stuff, extracurricular stuff, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. I just think he's more focused on that now because he's in Charlotte and they're not doing nothing. So he has no incentive to really care just about basketball.
That's what I was going to say too, Damo, because to counter Jalen's point, Jalen, is it fair to say that the unit that he's on, the demand isn't there? Like if he was playing for the Lakers, if he was playing in Miami, if he was playing with the Knicks, the demand for him would be higher to get better, to produce more, as opposed to in Charlotte where they're just happy to have him there. They're just happy to be entertained with him there. So maybe that's just where he is right now. If he was playing in a different market where the demand for him to be a better player was higher, maybe he would improve. But that also goes back to the kind of player he is. Does he need that? Shouldn't that just be the mantra on him anyway? Whether I'm playing in Charlotte, whether I'm playing in Minnesota or Miami, I want to get better regardless.
No, I think you're right for sure. I think playing in Charlotte, he's asked to be the best player on the team right off the bat. He's asked to be a leader only at 23 years old. But then if he was in the Lakers and he has all those vets or another team with vets, I think they could help him, whether it's the work ethic in the gym, whether it's how to deal with off the court situations, and even on the court. I think he'll be asked to do less, and he'll be allowed to get better. He'll be allowed to get better at a more reasonable rate, while now they're just kind of giving him the keys. So I definitely agree with that 100%.
I sincerely don't know what you guys are talking about. He's literally gotten better every single year.
I never said he didn't get better. That's what I'm saying. Are you listening?
No, you guys are saying he's complacent. Why do you guys think that he's complacent and Lonzo hasn't been complacent?
Okay,
why do you think that he doesn't want to get better just because he plays for the Hornets?
Since year one, how has he gotten better? Tell me which ways he's gotten better since year one.
I mean, what do you like his game wise?
Yes, what in his game has gotten better since year one?
He's gotten more polished.
How? That's so.
What do you mean how?
I don't think he has. I think maybe his usage went out a little bit. But I think he's the same player.
I haven't really seen watching him, Damo, last night. To be honest with you, I haven't really seen much of a change in his game in the last 2 years.
And that's not a bad thing. He's a phenomenal talent. So me saying that he's not really improving at a high rate because of the situation he's in, that's not me saying he's a bad player. I still think he's top 25. When we did the rankings day one, when I wasn't trolling, by the way, I was saying Halliburton and LaMelo from 21 down. Like, I think he's a top 25 player as is. So I'm not knocking his game. But if you're going to tell me he's gotten better, as a person who's been watching him since his freshman year in high school, tell me how he's gotten better. Because
so wait, what do you think he needs to improve on? Because obviously defense is glaring. Defense is glaring.
His in-between game needs to improve. His scoring in between. So instead of getting to the rim and trying to finish with a floater, which I want to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chad, or anybody up here, his floater isn't the most consistent floater in the league, so it's still an inconsistent floater. So even finishing at the rim or the ways he likes to finish, he needs to polish that. He needs to fix his in-between game with pull-ups, trying to get shots from the mid-range and pulling off the dribble under the three-point line, and limit the amount of threes that he's taking. It's easy when you're just on the Charlotte Hornets and you're taking 10 threes, 7 threes, 8 threes a game, and it's whatever efficiency. For him to shoot 10 threes a game at 37% clip, yeah, that's cool for that volume, but LaMelo doesn't need to take 10 threes. He needs to open his game. He's not Lonzo Ball. He's a more talented scorer. I can live with Lonzo taking majority of threes for his shots because Lonzo's not a scorer. He is a shooter. He's a defender. He's a passer. LaMelo is a naturally gifted scorer, and that's what I mean with his game needs to develop. And right now, he still hasn't even touched that because he doesn't feel a need to because this team is going nowhere. That's what I mean, Ron. If you're going to tell me his game's improved, tell me how his game's improved.
His decision making also needs to improve too, Ron. I'm watching him I remember watching him play the Heat, where he would dump it into Mark Williams and they'd get buckets, and then he'd have like 2 or 3 trips, and then he would thwart that by coming down and just jacking up a 3, 2 straight trips. So his decision making that still hasn't improved, and his in between game, like Damo was talking about, his ability on defense. A lot of times he looks lost. Like I'm not going to say he's as bad as Luka, but a lot of times he just looks like he just wants to get back to the basketball. Like he doesn't want to compete on defense. And that bothers me for a franchise point guard. That bothers me.
I'm not saying he can't improve because, again, he is young. He's 22, 23. There's definitely room for improvement. I'm saying as long as he's on the Charlotte Hornets and they're on the path that they're on, he's not going to be incentivized to improve those things. He's just he's gonna be coddled to be the player that he is now. No one's going to push him unless they get a new regime in there. And that's that. I think he's an all-star, borderline all-star level player. And that'll be it. That he won't reach his ceiling, which is a elite guard in this league. Halliburton is going to lap him.
Well, I'm not agreeing nor disagreeing with you, Dumbo. I just think that you're underselling the Charlotte in the future. Personally, I think Mark Williams. And then that draft, honestly, I was like, obviously we got Keegan, and I'm super happy we did. But I was like, man, we need to figure out a way to get Mark Williams in that draft. I'm really high on Mark Williams, and I also think that I think that what's his name, Brandon Miller is gonna be really good too. I think we've kind of been sleeping on Brandon. A lot of that's Wemby's fault. A lot of that's Chet's fault. You know, those guys we're talking about them. I think Brandon Williams is gonna be really good as well. And just because his baby mama was a hoe. It's not me. It's not an indictment on PJ Washington. I think that kid is super talented too. I want to see what Charlotte's going to be in 3 seasons, maybe 3 seasons. Now you right with the off the court stuff though. I think Miles Bridges really shot his franchise in the foot with that shit he did last offseason. But he's still on the team, he's still in the league. You know, regardless of how people feel about him being in the NBA, he's back. So maybe that can boost him up a little bit too. I think Charlotte might have a bright future. That's all I'm saying. So if LaMelo is in fact not getting better because he feels like, or if maybe that's just a perception that he's not getting better because the franchise isn't going anywhere, I think that's wrong, and I hope that's not how he's looking at it. Yeah. Because if he does in fact improve on the things that you guys are saying he needs to improve on, and he helps Brandon Miller come along and be dynamic at at whatever wing position he plays, 2 or 3, whatever it is. Mark Williams becomes if Mark Williams becomes a better Marcus Camby, I think Charlotte could potentially be a problem in the future. And even so, because I think we're all in the same mind that they're not making the playoffs. They're going to be a lottery team this year. They may get another really good draft pick or another good guy to come through. I think Charlotte can be competitive soon.
Dama,
I was about to say that last super chat that was up there, that's genuinely wrong. We've heard players throughout at least modern history talk about how the structure of teams and the dynamic of teams will affect how they view the game and how serious they take the game. Kobe Bryant during his later years was upset with how shitty the Lakers, and I'm using Kobe Bryant because other people on this panel have used Kobe in scenarios, so it's not an extreme example, but Kobe Bryant was upset with the level of talent around him during the ripped Achilles era. He was pissed off in practice. He didn't show up to practices half the time. He didn't want to practice. In his words, these motherfuckers ain't making me better. What am I here for if these motherfuckers ain't gonna make me better? Y'all don't want to practice. That infamous practice with Nick Young. Nick Young spoke on it. Julius Randle spoke on it. Lou Will spoke on it. Bro, Kobe was upset because no one was there to challenge him and make him better. John Wall on the Rockets, when he was there and they didn't want to fucking use him, the nigga was like, bro, what am I here for? What's the point? John Wall could have easily put his head down, went to the gym every day, worked on his game. No, he was upset because how the organization was ran. So that shit 110% can affect. Now, does it affect every player? No, because everybody in the NBA are humans, and humans are.
All right. You had your airtime. Shut up. That's a goddamn lie, and I'm gonna call your shit out. That is not true. Kobe Bryant brought it the same way all the time. The only reason why Kobe Bryant wasn't practicing in the Achilles area is because he couldn't physically practice. And his coach came out and said that on YouTube. You can go look it up. His coach put it out there that Kobe wanted to practice, but he couldn't. He literally couldn't practice. His teammates said it too. It wasn't about him bitching and complaining. Kobe Bryant didn't care who you put around him when he stepped on the court. He was going to give the same, if not maximum effort every single day he went out to the court. And his teammates said this. Carlos Boozer and all those guys in the locker room, Jordan Clarkson, everybody in the locker room said, Kobe Bryant brought it every single time he get, but it was times he could barely even move to get out there after the games, after that Achilles tear when he was going down. Now, he was upset with the roster, but that did not change his approach to the game. So you will not misrepresent the dead in here today, sir. You will not lie on the dead today, sir, when his coach, who was there, his players who were there, and your ass was not there, are going to misrepresent what he represented. No, Kobe Bryant represented excellence in every situation, and when he went on the court, he never cheated the fans. He never cheated the organization. He never cheated the game. The only way Kobe Bryant wasn't on the court in practice or in a game is if he physically could not be on the court. Kobe Bryant would give an arm and a leg to not only be on the court, not only push guys to be great. Hence, you had the video when he was going off on the guys telling them they soft and charming in that era. In the videos where he was going off telling guys that they wasn't working hard enough and they needed to bring it when they was in practice. That was because Kobe Bryant had enough love, enough passion, enough commitment, and honor and dedication to the game. So you're not going to sit on here and say or assume that Kobe Bryant shafted it because the organization wasn't doing what they were supposed to do because he gave it 100%. And if you think I'm lying, it's easy for me to go hit up his head coach at that time because his contact information online, and I'm pretty sure I can get a line to him easy and get him to come on here and tell you that your ass is lying. Now, that's all I got to say about that.
So Julius Randle and Nick Young's a liar. Thank you, Ticket, who played Dominican Pro Ball, for letting me know that. Thank you so much.
What did you play at? I got stats playing ball. What did you play at? In the Fat League? You played in the Fat League? You played in the 500+ League? You keep trying to disrespect the nigga, right? You never did shit in your life to sit on YouTube.
You've been disrespecting me since I got on this platform. Don't tell me about this.
I made millions of dollars playing basketball.
Yo, let's talk hoop, y'all. Let's talk hoop. Let's talk hoop.
I'm coming to
we can move on.
Yo, all disrespect aside, I'm gonna let y'all chill for a second. Let's talk hoop though. I sincerely believe that LaMelo is gonna take a big leap this year though. Back to LaMelo, I think he's obviously he got hurt last year, but I'm expecting Melo to continue to progress the same way that I feel like he's progressed the last years, just in terms of his numbers though, number wise. I expect him to get a little more efficient. I think he's gonna be like a 25-9 type, 8-9 type of guy this year. How you guys feel about that?
I do think he's going to be better. I mean, I think he's I think he's going to be better. I look at his game and I think that there's going to be guys who are going to benefit from his game, like Brandon Miller. I think he's going to benefit. Mark Williams could benefit from his game if he implemented that stuff that he's good at more. But like I said, Ron, I really don't see that. I mean, what are we in now? We're in year 4, I think.
Yeah,
it's
year 4.
We're in year 4. That improvement that I'm looking for, I haven't seen it, man. I just haven't.
Once again, that goes back to what I'm asking. Like, what do you guys want from him? Like, you guys want LaMelo to average 30? He averaged 8 assists on a garbage team. I think that is damn near impossible to do, to average 8 assists with the guys that he's with. So my thing is, obviously, as the guys around him get better, as the guys around him get better, I expect his assist numbers to go up. I expect him to score more efficiently because the defenses don't have to just hone in on him. I expect him to get more open looks. I expect him to get more fast break attempts. Just the simple things like that as the defense gets better. I expect him to look completely different. And on top of that, like, LaMelo, he has so much flash, and we quantify him as a scoring point guard. I don't think Melo is that. I think Melo is more a playmaker. I think he's more of a guy that can really actually run the offense, push the fast break, set guys up, and things like that. So if Brandon Miller evolves into being a 23, 24-point scorer, if Miles Bridges comes back and he could average anywhere from 18 to 22, let's say that they get one more piece. Let's say Gordon Hayward, for instance, kind of gets back to his old ways and he can average 18. I think LaMelo looks completely different as opposed to having to just be that number one option, as opposed to just being a natural playmaker that he is.
Damo, what'd you see? What'd you see yesterday, Damo, from your boy? I don't want to change the subject. I apologize, Jalen, but Damo, what'd you see from your boys last night?
I liked what I seen. Initially, when we opened up the game, we opened up on a good run. I liked a couple of things. I liked a good amount of what I seen from LeBron, AD, the aggression. Austin Reeves, hey man, I understand the Laker media cartel, as Ox likes to put him, is giving him a crazy push. I genuinely believe he deserves it. Austin Reeves is a talented SOB. I promise you he is.
Yes.
I'm not saying all-star. I'm not saying he's top 50 in the league. I understand that. But man, oh man, if there's a third option you want to have, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the season Austin Reeves proves that he's a legitimate third option in this league. Like, without a doubt. Third option. The at max third option. He's a baller. Taurean Prince is a terrorist. Yet again, if we have Taurean Prince on the court to guard Kevin Durant, it's going to be Austin Reeves guarding MPJ all over again. That's what I've seen from there.
Damo, you're going to see that.
It's going to be worse than that.
Yeah, you're going to see that three-guard lineup, Damo, that you hate, and I'm telling you, it's going to be Gabe Vincent, it's going to be Gabe, D'Lo, and Taurean Prince on the floor at the same time. That's going to happen. I'm letting you know that right now.
Taurean Prince.
We'll let Vanderbilt guard Durant.
If I can address something really quickly, because we got somebody in the chat. So was KD's skill set ever in question? To this day, in 2020, is KD's skill set ever in question?
I don't think so.
I don't think
nobody's ever.
I feel like KD still has the goods. The question with KD has been what over the last 4 years?
Injuries and
his leadership, injuries,
leadership.
Really, that's it. Him being a real leader,
right there.
Right, but I don't even want to talk about his ability to lead, because I think that's already been established. I just want to talk about his game. His game in particular, the skill set is still there. The goods are still there. Over the last 4 years, however, he's continuously broken down, and it's cost his team. And it's cost his team tremendously. So now him jumping on this Phoenix Suns unit, which the roster got completely flipped. And now what they're going to do is they're going to ask him to do just as much as he was doing in Brooklyn. Is KD going to hold up? That's the $1 million question. I'm not looking at this roster saying this team is a championship team, because, again, the roster got completely flipped. This Laker roster, on the other hand, we're talking about, was James on the crew last year, Damo? How about Austin Reeves? Was he there?
Yep.
How about D'Lo? Was he there? Anthony Davis, was he there? Vanderbilt, was he there? I mean, your core guys are still there. You just exchanged some role players. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Suns completely flipped their roster. The only guy on that crew that was on the team in 2022 is Devin Booker. KD played 8 games last year, not including the playoffs. So now what we're going to do is we're basically putting a fresh crew on the floor with Devin Booker. And we expect these dudes to be, just from a talent standpoint, to roll through the league. I just think that's ridiculous, man, considering we haven't seen nothing like that.
Shit, I don't think it's ridiculous, and especially since you brought the Lakers up.
Right.
When they flipped their whole roster in the at the trade deadline, they went from 13 seed to damn near the best team in the NBA. I gotta admit it. When I seen what the Lakers were doing after that trade, I was like, shit, this is gonna be some trouble.
Right.
Now if they were able to do that, and they only had the only people that was still there that was of any real relevant, making a real impact was Bron, AD, and Austin Reeves.
Correct.
All those guys, other guys you named, were involved in those trades. Now that happened just like that simultaneously.
Right.
Those guys got it together. I don't see why the Suns can't do the same thing after a whole offseason too. Right. Especially, and now I understand what you're saying. It makes sense, but when you have that level of talent, I do think it's a little easier. And it seems, I know it's just preseason, but it seems like those guys that made three, seems like they enjoy playing together. Right. It doesn't seem like they're having any issues moving that ball around. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, like I was saying during the off season, they're gonna move DeAndre Ayton. I know a lot of people are saying, nah, they might hang on, so they're gonna like that. In order for them to be competitive, they have to establish a bench. Now, if you ask me, the Suns have a top five starting unit in the NBA. On top of that, I do believe the Suns have one of the top 10 benches in the NBA as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very impressed by the bench the Suns put together. I know some of them might be no-name guys or whatever people want to call them. Right. That bench is super underrated. I do think the Suns are going to run through the NBA, and the more and more I look at the way that those three are moving that ball around, and sometimes, just like I would expect, they fall in love with a little ISO ball. But when you fall in love with ISO ball and it's Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, even I'm like, do what you want to do. Now, they're not going to win doing that, but if they do keep moving that ball around, if Frank Vogel and don't forget Coach Fizdale's on that bench too.
Right.
If those guys can keep that ball moving, that team, I might be willing to go ahead and say
they can win the NBA championship.
Suns in 6.
Hey, but I
really want to see. I really want to see what's going to happen.
That's one of the biggest things that I was saying when the trade first happened, though. You've never known KD to be a selfish guy. KD was playing with Russell Westbrook, and we were trying to grab KD by his shirt, like, shoot the fucking ball. Yeah. Stop letting Russell Westbrook dominate the ball. Right. We were getting mad at KD and getting mad at Russ, like, yo, Russ, you need to give KD the ball. KD, you need to be more assertive and go get the ball. Fast forward, Brooklyn, he played with Kyrie and James Harden. Those are one of the two most high-volume scorers ever. Fast forward, last year he played with Chris Paul and he played with Devin Booker. Oh, I'm forgetting something. He played in Golden State. KD's used to playing around other talented guys, so we were never concerned about KD. Devin Booker, he plays the game the right way. Like when you watch Devin Booker, he's not really a ball hog like that. Like he will move the ball, he will score off the ball. Bradley Beal, I know a lot of people haven't really watched Bradley Beal too much, but if you have watched Bradley Beal plays the game the right way. He gets to his spots. He doesn't just sit out there and dribble the ball a bunch. He moves the ball around. He moves without the ball. So like when these three guys got together, that's why I was so quick to say, oh, this is a three that makes sense. This three made more sense than, other than Golden State, any other three that he's been on.
Oh, this three is far better, and I was saying that when Bradley Beal
far better than Irv and James.
Yeah, for sure, definitely far better. And it's not, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Bradley Beal is better than Kyrie Irving, and I'm not saying that Devin Booker is better than James. Well, I am saying Devin Booker's better than James Harden, but you know, I'm not necessarily saying like talent for talent. I'm just saying the cohesiveness, the ability to play together. I don't now unless y'all know something I don't know. I haven't really heard of these guys being locker room problems. I haven't heard of these. They haven't been. It's not no shade at Kyrie. It's big shade at James Harden though. I've never heard of Devin Booker flying to New York and partying when the team's supposed to be together. I've never heard of Bradley Beal just walking, just not showing up to training camp. I've never heard of these things. Now, if it's happening and I'm just out the loop, please let me know. But I don't see these. I've never seen that problem from these three guys. And they're just like Ron said, they play the game the right way. And I know people, they still don't have a point guard. They don't have a point guard. But the thing about the NBA now is there's just a lot of untraditional shit is going on that's not winning. That's not not a black eye on your team, if you would. Like I've seen a lot of untraditional things going on in the NBA. So I don't think they necessarily need a point guard. It would be nice to have a guy that can settle down in the fourth quarter and really put things together. It would be nice to have a 2020 Rajon Rondo. You know what I'm saying? It would be nice to have a Ricky Rubio, a guy like that. That would be nice. That would be nice.
I think Devin Booker played amazing.
What happened to Ticket, yo? What happened to Ticket? This is that's first of all. Number two, what you're talking about, Ox? I just think about when the game gets helter skelter. That part, when the game gets helter skelter, that's the thing that I'm thinking about. When the game slows down, and then I'm also thinking about injury. And this dude in the comments, Buddy, talking about calling a spade a spade. So you call a spade, Buddy, because last I checked, where's Kevin Durant from, Ron?
DC.
Yeah, where's Buddy from? So you want to talk about being biased? You got some nerve, homeboy, talking about calling a spade a spade. You got some nerve. You always talk about calling a spade and being truthful. Meanwhile, you are the biggest, most biased dude in here. And I'm sick of talking about this with you, dude, Joe, because we actually have a really good show here. But this dude always wants to come on here and get in my face. Always wants to come on here and get in my face like I don't know what I'm talking about. You shut up, man. Get off my... I'm sorry.
Hey, buddy, for one episode, hey, buddy, look.
And if we could
let's chill for one episode, buddy. Hey, heck
please, Joe. Please, man. Because this dude gets me sick with this bullshit logic. Let's be clear about one thing. James is better than KD. Eating. There's nothing else there's no logic you can give me. There's nothing you can say to me to suggest that KD is better than James. Ever. There's nothing. So the idea that you're telling me, yo, I challenge him. I don't know if you know this, my man, but if you look around me, I am on an international debate show. And I got to deal with Ron. I got to deal with Jalen. I got to deal with Mars. I got to deal with Ox. And I got to deal with Damo on the regular. So there's no way that you can challenge me and make me upset. Why? Because I got to deal with these dudes. It just upsets me because you think that you know more than I do. And you're calling me out on being biased when you are the epitome of that shit. You are.
Talk to him.
I'm sick of it, man. I'm tired of it with this dude, Joe. I am sick of this dude.
Damn, buddy.
Like I don't know basketball, and I'm just a biased guy who I don't care. If let me ask you a question, Ron. It's Trae Young and an ex-player, and it's close. Who are you going with, Ron? It's okay to say it. It's okay to say it because he's your guy. Because he's your guy.
More than likely, I'm a rock with Trae. More than likely, I'm a rock with Trae.
That's and you know why? Because that's your guy. Period. Mars. If it's Jalen Green and it's somebody else and it's close, Mars, who are you going with?
It's not going to be close.
Okay, and even if it's not close, you going with Jalen Green. Same logic. Damo, if your favorite guy, it's your favorite guy and another guy, and it's close, Damo, who are you going with? You probably going with your guy. So to sit here and call me biased like you don't do the same motherfucking thing is so sucker shit, yo. And I'm sorry I'm cussing. I apologize, but I'm tired of this dude. I'm tired of this dude in my face when I got to deal with these dudes up here on the regular. I am sick of him. I have had it with him.
I will say this though, Chitchat. I think that Devin Booker has the. I do think that Devin Booker has the mind, the ability, and the composure to if Coach Vogel is doing this offseason, talking to Devin Booker, letting him know, I need you to be forgive me, I'm gonna try to use a football reference, like a third quarterback, third down running back. You know that third down running back was like if we got a couple yards, I need you to come, boom, punch it up the middle, whatever, get these yards. I think Devin Booker can be that. I hope I didn't butcher that analogy, but I think Devin Booker can be that guy where we're up 4, we're down 4, close game, it's helter skelter, playoffs. Devin, I need you to slow down the pill. I need you to compose the team. I think Devin Booker has the skill set and the ability and the mindset and the want to win. I think Devin Booker wants to win. I think he can do that.
And that's fair. And I think that's fair, Big Ox. But when I think about the playoffs, when I think about not even just the playoffs, when I think about the regular season, when the game gets helter-skelter and the game slows down, I don't think you guys need John Stockton. You don't need Chris Paul. I don't think you need that guy. But from time to time, the game is going to get out of control. And you do need that guy that's going to get the basketball. You here. Hey, KD, I'm coming to you the next trip. I got you covered. And to keep us in line, as opposed to a guy in Devin Booker, where that's taken away from a lot of his game, which you're going to need. Especially when you get deep into the playoffs, you're going to need Devin Booker to be the bucket getter that he is. You're going to need Bradley Beal to be that kind of guy. But to offset that, you do need a floor leader. Not Rondo, not John Stockton, not Chris Paul, but somebody solid.
I thought when Chris Paul got hurt this past season, Devin Booker spent a lot of time at the point guard. I thought he looked great. And I think now with Bradley Beal there too, we saw him play a lot of point guard in Washington. I think both those guys can kind of take turns being a floor general. I think both those guys are – Devin Booker is good enough to be the starting point guard on a championship level team, especially in this team. I don't think they need a quote-unquote traditional point guard like a Rondo Stockton. I think they are talented enough and have the pieces where Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, if they can kind of take turns playing point guard, they're definitely good enough to win a ring. And I think with the KD thing, I think Ox said a good thing.
Yeah, I agree with you too, Jalen.
In terms of Bradley Beal and Devin Booker having no off-court problems, I mean, he's right. Those are just two guys who have went out there and hooped, for several years now. So I think that's big for KD, and I think that's something he'll definitely appreciate, thrive off of. And it's probably the most spacing he's had since Golden State. I mean, we're talking elite shooters in Bradley Beal and Devin Booker, right? So he's going to have the most spacing to operate.
Is Bradley Beal an elite shooter, Jalen, or is he a streaky shooter? Like he can shoot the basketball, but elite shooter.
I'm gonna give him elite.
Let me double check the numbers.
Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that, Damo. An elite long ball shooter, because again, we're talking about guys. We're talking about spacing. Right. I mean, I see Bradley Beal in the mid-range. He got a money mid-range game. I do see that. No question about that. But when we're talking about shooting the long ball and creating more space, right? I'm talking about, is he elite at that, or is he solid at it?
Well, he will create space because you have to close out on him.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You have to close out on him. That's just the thing.
What did he shoot, Damo? Like 37, 35?
I'll say when he was playing next to what it looks like to me, and what year did John Wall get traded off the Wizards? 19
probably.
19. Okay, so as a second option, honestly, he's an elite. As a second option, he's an elite shooter. As a first option with teams scheming against him, the percentages died down, but it's nothing bad. I mean, outside of the 2022 season where he shot 30% from 3 on 5 threes. Other than that, we're looking at 35, 35, 35, 30, 37. So I mean, above league average. He's a good shooter as a first option, but as a second option, he was elite. Now, as a third option,
what was his percentages as a second option?
So first year in the league, 39. Then you got 40. You got 40. Both of those on 4 attempts a game, 5 attempts a game. You have 39 and then 40, and then 38 again. And then 2019 is when it dipped after John Wall gets traded. So
you got to close out.
I think he'll be 40 this year for sure.
So
remember, Bradley Beal came in the league as a shooter. That was his mark. Him and Devin Booker. That's why I don't think that they'll all have a problem playing with each other, because I'm already a shooter off the ball. So it's nothing for me to spot up and wait for you to give me the ball in my spot. But I do want to we got Dale up here. And so Dale, we haven't necessarily got your take on how you feel about the Suns, how you feel about, and it's ironic you popped in right at this time. Perfect timing. I want to know how you feel about the roster, just in general.
What's up, brother? What's up, brother?
How y'all doing? The first time we did it, I had him second round exit. I think I said that up here, but they got some pieces. I don't know like the fit of everyone yet. The big three scenarios is an odd one for me to I don't know the Beal the book who's going to be the point guard, who's going to be of course they look at it now, anyone could bring the ball up the court, but I don't know if playoff basketball, if that's conducive to wins. So I still got them right now losing a game 7. I don't know to who in the second round. Maybe it'll change if I see how that looks, but in terms of, they filled out the roster pretty solid. I like Bobo. I love Nurkic because he's more low maintenance than Aiden. Like I was feeling Aiden, but he's just more low maintenance, and they need that. They need that. So right now I got him like a second round exit. I got the Warriors coming out the West.
Dale, you sound like this is an outfit that you're trying to figure out. All right, what shirt go with these pants? What shoes go with this shirt? You're not really.
Yeah,
you got the fit though. You got the gear. You're just trying to put the fit together. That's what it sounds like you're doing.
I wasn't hot on the coaching hire either, so all that just didn't fit what I thought.
You don't like Vogel?
I like Vogel.
Not with this. I do, but I don't like him with this bunch. I like him building a team up, like how he was with the Pacers, starting with them and building them up. I like him in that realm. Just even when he got to Lakers, they was like he had to stay there a couple. But it feel like this team is like, all right, we just got to pick a coach and we trying to win a chip. I don't know if he's that. Like, I didn't like how Monty was. I thought Monty deserved his shot with a whole year with KD and D booking them, just his whole year, not a half a season. But
I felt like when it came to Vogel for this team, I feel like it made sense because you got a guy who's a defensive specialist and could optimize the most out of this supremely talented offensive team and give them the best defensive system for them to succeed and probably maximize them on defense, just with systems and looks. Obviously, it's going to come down to them playing defense, obviously. But in terms of having a coach, I'd rather have a defensive coach with 3 guys who damn the playbook, they can get you a bucket from any level. I would rather have a defensive coach with them because he can really worry about the real issue. Because no one's really worried about offense. We can say the point guard play.
What kind of coach you consider Monty?
Monty, I'm not even going to act like I have a realm for him for real. I don't know. I just consider him a good coach. I know his adjustments were kind of sketchy at times, but I don't really know what a class on him as an offensive or defensive coach when it comes to Monty.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, so Dale, you said you had the Warriors coming out the West?
Yeah.
You think they like running through the West, or you think like they?
I don't know if they could win every round in the Game 7. That's still coming out the West.
So you like Chris Paul over there?
Yes. I'm a big fan of that over there. I'm a huge fan of it. Because everyone say, nah, he's too slow. They run, but they act like the Warriors are like them boys running. They're getting older as well. Like they're getting older. Of course, they're still gonna run and get out and win, but they're getting older as well. Like they're getting older as well. So I just
3 or 4 years less than Chris Paul.
Yeah, but he's 33, 34. I think he's 34, right?
Actually, he'll be 36 in March.
He'll be 36 this year.
No, I'm talking about Steph.
Yeah, by the time the playoffs start, Steph will be 36 years old.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's saying, they're not the same running gun in the shows. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I feel as if, I might have said it, I just can't ever go against them. I'm sorry. Even after last year and the Lakers getting them out of there, I still can't. I don't know.
It's hard to go against Steph Curry.
It is, yo. I think if they can get some favorable matchups in the playoffs and avoid some teams, because that's really, if you think about it, Dale, that's really what it's about in the playoffs. Like, avoidance. Matchups and things like that. I would not count the Golden State Warriors out. I'm not gonna lie, because before last year, in the 2014-2015 season, since Curry, Clay, and Steph been together, they've been in the finals every year. Last year was the first year since they've been together, since the 14-15 season when they started, that they were not in the finals. Now, I can appreciate the logic about Draymond Green not being what he used to be and him being a hindrance and him being a negative, but he still brings something to that unit that no other team has. He still has that. So for him to be on that crew, man.
And Chip, 36 is not old. 36 is only old because they've been pushing these young boys for the past generation. 36
when has 36 not been old, Big Ox? Come on, man.
I never thought 36 was old.
He's in year 35. And every time it's old. So not just NBA time.
He's in year 15. He's going into year 15, Big Ox. Come on, man.
Okay, y'all say it's old. I'll say it's not. We could just disagree with this.
Well, I agree
to disagree with him.
I agree with Ox only in terms of like, you got to think in 1998, when Mike was 35?
35.
Like he was 35, and even if you look at Patrick Ewing was also around 35, 36, and of course they're a big man, but they don't. The age it is a younger sport in terms of like the 36 ain't going 90s or early 2000, 36, and I think that's basically what he's saying. It's still old though, but it's a different with all this technology and all that stuff for your medicine for your body, like Steph, Braun, KD, all of them making 36 look a little 33-ish, a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, that was different. You know what I'm saying?
36 is definitely the new 33.
A lot of
38 is the new 33.
If you're not taking care of your body, you're gonna be old at 29. You know what I'm saying? If you take care of your body, you stretching. You know what I'm saying? After you work out, you get your stretching in. You know what I'm saying? You hitting your cryo chambers. You're doing taking care of your body. You eating properly, getting the proper amount of water in your body. About 36 ain't old.
Is the era we're in right now? Is this like the best we've seen the old guys as a collective? Yeah. Because looking around the league, it's a lot of guys 100%. That are 34, 35 plus, and at least from when I was growing up, 35, like 33, 30.
You were done at 34, 35.
34, 35. That seemed
it's not a lot of guys. Yeah,
guys were done. But nowadays, it seems like you're still having that expectation of these guys that are 34, 35, 36. Hell, Braun, 38, 39, still being top 10, top 5, top 15 players in the NBA.
I mean, you got 36-year-olds. Now, I know it's not basketball, but you got 36-year-olds out here, running super marathons. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, doing incredible things. It's like if you take care of your body, you can do this for a while. I mean, Tom Brady. They said Tom Brady after the games, he wasn't going out partying with everybody. He drinking water, going home to his family, watching film, doing what he's supposed to do. Y'all seen him dominate until his 40s. You know what I mean? And I know he's not necessarily jumping and landing on hardwood, but he's chasing. He's getting chased by 6'6", 350-pound dudes every day. So you know that's an incredible feat if you ask me.
So other quarterbacks that couldn't do that. There was other quarterbacks who was out there at 36, 37, 38, 39. Look, nothing like Tom Brady did it for.
That's what I'm saying.
With that being said, were they taking care of their body the way Tom Brady was? That's the main point for me.
That's why guys like Brady and James are anomalies, because you don't see that every day, man. I mean, guys like James, guys like Brady playing at a high level to 40, 45 years old. I remember Brett Favre at 41. He wasn't very good. I remember Drew Brees at 40 years old. As good as Drew Brees was early on, he was not very good. And I don't think it was because he wasn't taking care of his body. I think Drew Brees was taking care of his body. I just think the problem was he just got old, and it happens.
Mm-hmm. And who's all in the 35 and up club right now that you guys would still consider? I don't want to necessarily say elite, but you know, in that upper echelon in the NBA.
LeBron,
how old is
KD? KD's like 35, 36.
KD just turned 35 last month.
Yeah. LeBron, KD, Curry,
James, 35. Buckets is 34. Al Horford. I'll definitely give you Al Horford. Sure. Who else at that age? 35 years old.
Are you guys classifying Chris Paul in there?
No.
I would say so. I think even now, Chris Paul's like 38, 39, 38. He's 38. Let's be super honest. How many point guards in the NBA are we naming that are genuinely just better basketball players than Chris Paul right now? I'm not saying that he's top 5, but for a 38-year-old guy with as much tread on the tires, you still can't name too many point guards better than Chris Paul. Injuries is the reason why nobody want to touch Chris Paul.
He got old.
But still, in terms of skill, when he's healthy and he's actually on the court, how many guys are better?
And that's the problem I have with KD. The skill set is still there. KD still got the goods, but over the last 4 years, he continuously breaks down, and he breaks down at the most inconvenient time. That's what happens when you're getting older. So
I mean, Kawhi Leonard's knees is like 40. Does that count?
No, they more like 55.
Jimmy Butler's 30. Jimmy Butler's 34.
Jimmy Butler's old.
Just asking.
They're like 55.
I'm talking about
that's what happens when you're getting old, you know. I say the same thing about James, right? Like, you don't hear me sitting up here talking about James like he was in 18, 19 or 16, 17. I'm not talking about him like that. The reason why is because, this dude is 38 years old. He'll be 39 in December. I can't expect him to do what he was doing 5 years ago today. I can't expect that. That'd be ridiculous for me to do that. And to James B, like, you talk about us a lot of old dudes on here. My man, you could possibly learn something if you listen with your snickerball head ass. Instead, if you ain't digging it, why don't you just go bounce and go keep listening to your young dudes and not get no knowledge? How about that?
That's fast. Whatever Chill talks about, like Alex, whatever Chill talks about Alex English or Dominique, I'm not here to debate Chill on that. I'd be stupid if I'm here to debate him on Dominique or Alex English because he's seen way more of them. I'm gonna sit, listen. There's something I disagree with. I'll try to look it up and maybe make a point, but I'm not here to debate Chill on Dominique or Alex English or George Gervin.
Nick wasn't, by the way, Nick wasn't very good at that.
I'm just saying, like, it'd be tough for me to debate him on that.
You're a double agent. You come over here and listen to that just so you can go slander him on Open Gym with Doug.
I'm trying to see
call Alex English and those guys.
Meanwhile, you still here, Mav Don, even though you said you ain't listening to me. Meanwhile, you still here.
I'm trying to find a list of like the actual active older players in the league so we actually know.
Right.
They don't even have it for this season, so going based off the prior season of guys that are still in the league, obviously hasn't retired. I don't think Iggy is active. Is he?
Iggy, like, literally. Shout out to Iggy. Yeah, he just retired, man.
Okay.
Shout out Iggy. Hey, man, have a happy retirement. You had a great career, my
phenomenal
friend.
career.
How old is Jay Crowder?
Jay Crowder?
Probably 34. Jeff
I don't
Green,
think he's on this list.
Oh no, PJ Tucker's like 36.
I might say PJ Tucker, LeBron James. I don't know if Taj Gibson is still playing.
Oh, we talking about PJ Tucker. Is PJ Tucker still playing at a high level?
For him,
Jay Crowder still playing at a high level.
Jeff Green is 37 years old. He was
Jeff
just
Green.
Unk's still valuable. Unk is still valuable. 100% he is.
Rudy Gay? I know Rudy Gay's on the team. No, I don't know. If
Rudy just signed one.
He's on the Warriors.
I don't know.
Rudy hasn't been relevant in a few years now. He hasn't been like.
He has not, Jalen. Nobody, ain't nobody really checking for Rudy Gay.
Mike Conley.
Nobody checking for Rudy.
Yes, Mike Conley. I think Mike Conley.
Hey, Mike Conley for sure on that list.
Mike Conley. All right.
Mike Conley's still starting. And
I don't think we needed to disrespect Rudy Gay like that. I don't think that was necessary.
Al Horford's up here. Al Horford's here. Kyle Lowry's here. How serviceable is Wes Matthews in your opinion?
Nah, he hasn't been serviceable.
I think he's still serviceable as a defender. I do, and he can make an open shot. Yeah, I think he's still serviceable.
After the Achilles injury a few years ago, I just think he wasn't the same guy ever since.
Danny Green, James Johnson. I don't think James Johnson. I mean, James Johnson is just the guy you don't want to fight at this point.
Yeah.
Danny Green, knockdown shooter, I guess. Is he on a team now? Is Danny Green still active?
Yeah, Danny on the Sixers, right?
Yeah, he in Philly.
Okay.
He's in Philly.
JaVale. I know JaVale just did he just
JaVale's for sure on that list.
And Big Ox, I'm glad you brought that up. Big Ox is JaVale McGee, real quickly. He might be the best backup 5-man in the game. Is that fair?
I don't know if he's the best, but
Nas Reed exists. I think he's
a really good for what we need him to do. I can say he might be the most valuable backup center in the league.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wish we had him last year to come get some fucking rebounds in the playoffs. You know.
And just to end it before we hit the Steph and Kevin Durant, a couple guys above Kevin Durant and Steph Curry in terms of age active. Joe Ingles, Nick Batum, and Patrick Beverly. Oh, and Eric Gordon is down here too.
Pat Bev that old?
Again, not stars,
that old.
Kind of role players.
Excuse me.
It has been a while.
I think Eric Gordon's still serviceable. I mean, I think he's going to play a big role. Sure. He's going to play a big role on the Suns. Pat Beverly, as much as I love to hate him, the guy is serviceable. He has a place in the league.
Fellas, hold on. D9. I didn't say the best backup rotation player in the game. I said the best backup 5-man. That's what I said. I ain't talking about rotation player because Bobby Portis is a rotation player. Nas Reed, those guys are rotation players. I ain't talking about that. No. I'm talking about the best backup 5-man. That's all I said. No.
Someone said, how have I not named Brook Lopez yet? All these guys are older than Brook Lopez.
Every last one of them.
Brook Lopez.
How old is Brook Lopez?
Brook Lopez he's younger than Steph, KD, Eric Gordon, and
I think he's older than
I think Brook Lopez 37.
I pulled up a list. Unless Stat Muse is lying, and they got these dudes in order. I went active NBA players by age. And
I'm gonna look up Brook Lopez individually.
I think he's 36.
The Lopez twins are below. They are below KD. They're below Steph. They're below Eric Gordon. They're below DeAndre.
Brook Lopez is 35.
That's okay.
He turns 36 in a little bit though. April 1st. Well, not to the playoffs. So.
And Kevin Love's right there too. But
yeah, he is 35. Correct. That is correct. I thought he was 36. But all right.
Hey, Chitchat. Ron was out here. We was hooping yesterday. Ron was out here getting cooked. Just wanted to let y'all know that.
See, Ron, this is what I'm talking about, right? This is exactly what I'm talking about. You gotta know when I don't have it no more. I'm stepping up. I'm just stepping up. I don't got what I used to have. Let me get off this court because I'm not gonna have no dude who I know that when this white hair was black, I would cut your ass. And I can't do it no more and let you get the best of me. Nah, I'm out. I can't do that. No.
Nah, at that point, so you just got to get spot up shooter. Just run down and shoot.
I don't know why we even entertaining Ox right now. Ox see what happened yesterday.
Ox looks more super tired. Looks like he got beat up a little bit versus Ron. Ron looks like he might have cooked a little more. Ox, you look super tired.
Oh man, because I go all out all the time.
Got you.
At this point, John, I'm just the energy guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hey, Mars, he's a try-hard. Nothing wrong with that. We all need a couple try-hards on our team, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. We got a few super chats we're gonna get into, and then we're gonna get into this defensive player of the year ranking. We didn't compile the top 10 defenders in the league in the Players' Choice round, so we're gonna let you guys have that from 10 to 1. We're gonna do it that way. But from the top, a super chat from Drink More Water. He said, I got to give Ticket his props. He said it's bad to have different coaches handle different things versus one ruling coach. Stotts had one way, Griffin had another, which led to Stotts leaving.
That's exactly why I wasn't on the fence about this, Damo. I don't think it's ridiculous to think that you got a dude on the bench looking at another dude going, I'm better at this than you. I'm better at this than you. And the fact that you're ahead of me, he is well-versed in Damian Lillard. And the way Adrian Griffin is handling Damian Lillard, Stotts is probably looking at this like, no, you're doing this all wrong. And you're going to screw this up. And I don't want to be a part of this.
Stotts got some fucking nerve, don't he? The way he handled that shit in Portland. How you making deep playoff runs and only play 6 players? He killed his starting lineup and they didn't have any gas left. Stotts got some fucking nerve, don't he? How you gonna say that you're not handling it right and you handle it completely incorrectly yourself? Like and then you know,
is that the case though, Ox? Because we're talking about a Stotts who I'm just talking about Damian Lillard. I ain't even talking about handling the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm just talking about Damian Lillard and how Adrian Griffin is handling him.
How does he know that he's gonna handle them wrong? Because he's not even started yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Let the man fill Dame out. Let the man see what he can get from Dame. Let the man see if Dame can do some other things, or you know, maybe try to run it a little different. I think that was a complete that was bitch assness from Terry Stotts. If that's the reason he left, like you're just gonna just quit. Is there another head coaching job on the line somewhere in the league that we don't know about that he's about to go get?
I'm sure it will be at some point. Well, not right now.
Until that point, you know what I'm saying? Finish your job. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna sit out here and hold players accountable for not finishing out their contracts and pushing their ways out of stuff and then just sit down while Terry Stotts is leaving the team hanging a week before the season started. You were supposed to be the assistant coach. If you're an assistant coach, and I'm sure you're not. He's the head assistant, right? Like he was, right? Yes. Yeah. So your team needs you. On top of that, Adrian Griffin is a new head coach.
Right.
If anything goes wrong, who do you think is going to be the intermediate? Who do you think is supposed to take the reins of the team?
You are.
So if you in fact do believe that he doesn't know what he's doing, then just let it happen organically. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't know what you're doing, I'm pretty sure Milwaukee, they believe the ownership, the general managers, I believe they are ready. They're like, no, this is our championship team. We're going to win the championship this year. There's about 5-6 teams out there that are like, no, we're winning the championship, and I'm sure Milwaukee's one of them. So if Andrew Griffin is driving the boat straight into an iceberg, I'm pretty sure they're going to be like, all right, get him up out of here. Come on, Stotts, let's get it. Why would you leave?
Could it have been something else though, Big Ox? Because I'm thinking to myself, on the one hand, Damian Lillard, I do know how to handle him. I've had him as a coach for as long as I've had him as a coach, and it's been successful. I mean, you know, Damian Lillard is one of the best guards in the league. But to just leave like that, one or two things has to happen. Either I'm better at this than you, and the way you doing this, I don't want to be a part of that. Or maybe he has something else going on, and I gotta step off, and I would love to stay here because that don't really sound like something that a coach would do.
Right.
I mean, I seen Jeff Van Gundy in 2000 step off the Knicks. He was like, "This crew is whack. I'm not going to be a part of this. I'm out. I don't want nothing else to do with this." But then there's the idea that, is it something else? Is it personal? Is it, you got something going on with your family where you had to quit and maybe you'll be back? I don't know.
No, that makes sense. Like if there's something going on, then I take back the whole bitch action statement. Right. You know what I'm saying? If it's personal reasons, if it's a family thing, as a man, you got the right to do whatever you got to do to take care of your family. But if it's simply just like what you were saying earlier at your time, if it's just simply that he's looking at the back of Adrian Griffin's head on the plane, like, ooh, I'm gonna sock that, like shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, one tripping every time we walk past him on the bench just because he just hating, like, well, that's crazy, bro. But if it's something else, then that's cool. I
really think y'all underselling the fact that this is nothing to do with coach v coach. And realistically, what this is, let's be honest, this is coach versus Damian Lillard, former player. That's what this is about. Dame came to the team, and you know what he did? He went to that rookie coach's ear. Hey man, all right. Now rookie coach is starting to look at his assistant a little different. Starting to make some questions. Now he's starting to question some stuff. Now stuff that was working this whole offseason, now that Dame is there, that don't work no more.
Wait, Damo. So you saying that Dame wanted Stotts out of there?
That's what it sounds like.
Dame wanted Stotts out of there, man.
That's what it
sounds
like.
No. That would be that could be the case. I would think it's far from the truth though, because Dame and Stotts have history.
Right.
You're aware of that, right, Damo? So you think Milwaukee just went and got him like, okay, this is gonna make Dame happy, when in all actuality, Dame is like, yo, get his ass up out of here. I'm tired of his ways. I'm tired of his bad losing habits.
Man, I've been on teams where, like Ox said, this man got us running 6-man lineups in the playoffs. My knees hurt. Nah, man, get him out of it. His philosophies don't work. Dame went in the film sessions. Oh, he got y'all doing this goofy shit. This shit don't work, man. Hey, get him out of here. Hey, coach. Now the assistant and head coach beefing. I'm telling you, man, it's Dame's fault.
I'm talking about pulling on your jersey and the coach like, nah, you all right. You all right. Come on.
Hey, man, read between the lines, man. Y'all can think this is a coach v coach thing, but I read between the lines. I see what I ain't heard nothing about there being beef in the organization until one man got on this team. Now there's a falling out. Now niggas is quitting on the spot. All right, man. Y'all can play in there if y'all want to, chat. I read the fine print.
This damn shit ain't all it's cracked up to be, man. Y'all watch.
Seen that video?
Right.
I don't know if y'all seen the video. Dame was doing a little shoot arounds. Man, what you call it? Chris Middleton was over that's Giannis' rim. Giannis' rim? Nah. He was like, no. Like that's Giannis' rim.
What you mean?
I don't care.
Like you like he was like you heard the audio of him saying that?
Yeah, literally the audio of them saying like literally. Now it could have obviously it could have been jokes. It could have been jokes.
Had to be jokes.
Yeah, sure. Had to be jokes. Yeah, nah, it wasn't jokes. That man Dame is in Milwaukee. Like, yeah, I'm Dame in Milwaukee. I'm not just a Milwaukee Buck. I'm Dame.
I mean, I told y'all, Dame is politicking with that. Oh, Giannis is the best player. Nah, he don't believe that. And now, mind you, I don't blame him for not believing that. You should. You are Damian Lillard. You should feel how you want to feel, but no, he's not gonna play no second fiddle, to be honest. He's not doing that. Come on.
All right, y'all. Moving along on the super chats. We got one from MP13. MP said, I'm not saying it doesn't affect it. I'm saying it shouldn't under the parameters of a young player who clearly have glaring holes in their game. Kobe and John Wall, who were a decade in.
I don't know if I understand.
Talk about like the effort thing where
yeah. Well, Damo, remember you brought up Kobe and John Wall as examples. He's saying that being on a bad team shouldn't affect your work ethic.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't, but it does.
I'm gonna say I agree. It shouldn't, but to act like again, if you're saying it shouldn't, cool. But all I was saying is, it shouldn't, but it does. Like these are human beings, and your work environment can dictate how you're acting on the job.
Big Ox, I'd like to think that I saw a different KG in 2007, 2008 than I saw in 2005 in Minnesota. I was a different KG.
Right. Well, what I was going to say is it's different. Like if you work in a hostile work environment and shit's just bad, people aren't getting treated right, nobody's trying, everybody's just wants to party, people are just disrespectful to each other, just dickheads, just in general, that's one thing. But if you're just on a team where we're trying, but we're just not that good, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody, it's like, it's family oriented. Everybody's showing love. We got the open door mentality with the upper management and whatnot. People are doing, but our production hasn't been great just because maybe it was a skill set type thing. Then you have no excuse at that point to not be putting your best efforts in.
Well, I think that's a little bit different, Ox, because you're talking about a young team. All right, we building something like Utah, for example. Like they starting something in Utah. Okay, they're not very good, but they are trying to build something with Sexton, with Lauri Markkanen, right? With that crew, they trying to build something. So with a guy like Kelly O, he sees that as the vet. Well, I'm not just going to be dragging into practice every day. They trying to build something here, so I'm going to be positive energy, as opposed to getting shipped somewhere where you know for a fact that they have nothing going on here. They're not doing anything. And all they care about is getting their check and going home. Well, that's going to seep onto you. Otherwise, you're going to ask out because I don't want to be a part of this. KG is a way different player. And in terms of his, as good as KG's effort has always been, KG is a different player in 2006 than he is. I don't know what the hell that was. KG is a different player in 2006 than he is on that Boston Celtics team that won the NBA championship. That was competing for NBA championship. He's a completely different player. Different. The intensity is different. He doesn't bring the same intensity in 2008 that he brought in 2006 when Minnesota was garbage.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I think Minnesota was one of those maybe not hostile but unhealthy work environments. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't think it was a healthy place to be. Right. It would be different if it was just like we're just not good, but we're trying. You know.
I mean, but everybody. I was about to say, but look at Jimmy Butler when he went to the Timberwolves. He even talked about it. Like, bro, this is y'all losing ass culture. Y'all have a losing ass culture. Like the attitude, like he didn't like the attitude there. And that, however you want to look at it, to me, that affected him. He didn't like the way motherfuckers was working. He didn't like how he didn't like the attitude he was getting from people. Now, you could say it had to do with some extracurricular off the court stuff that happened between Jimmy and Cat. That's fine. But regardless, he didn't like the culture that was set there. He didn't like the tone that was in that locker room, in the organization, and that affected him. So, the roundabout. But go ahead. That's
what I'm saying, Damo. Like that, I think there's a level of toxicity up there. I think like in those down years in Miami, like before Brian got there, I still think they had a good culture. They just couldn't, like D-Wade got hurt. You know what I'm saying? People just couldn't get over the hump. So those are the differences.
But to round it back to where this all started, when it comes to LaMelo, you can only assume the culture in Charlotte was always bad. It was always a losing culture. It was always a shitty culture. It was always a sucky culture in that locker room. He gets there, and his only task is be the franchise player that we haven't had since Kemba, and he was that his rookie year. And I'm talking about a guy who, after games coming out the tunnel is running red lights straight out the arena. Like this is documented stuff of LaMelo just wilding after games and doing crazy, like blowing through traffic right after a game. One thing like people can easily look up. There's a compilation on YouTube of LaMelo exiting games. That alone is like, all right, yeah, this kid's wilding. And again, he's just a kid, so I give it to him. But it's that type of stuff. You don't. Yeah. I guarantee you, Tyler Hero was doing that shit in Miami. I can't go and find a compilation of Tyler Hero doing that shit in Miami. I can't find a compilation of young guys doing that shit in the Bay. Places with culture, places with expectations, places that's being led by a good example. And that was my point. LaMelo is in a toxic ass team in a toxic environment where players are falling asleep with guns in their lap, off pills.
What the hell?
When players are doing all types of wild, nefarious things, where players are trying to be better rappers than they are basketball players. Like, there's so much going on in that locker room. Yeah. No one's worried about that. Me as a 19-year-old, if I come in and the guy's older, Terry Rozier's rapping. He's doing shit with Miles Bridges, and he's supposed to be like 30. If my vets are indulging in the dumb shit, what am I going to bust my ass for?
What's dumb about a hot 16?
Nothing's dumb about a hot 16 when it's when you got your priorities straight.
We suck, Damo. That hot 16 is not a priority. We garbage right now.
So what you're saying is you're not allowed to get in the booth unless your team is playoff contention.
I ain't saying that.
Matter of fact, yes, I am saying that because why is Marvin Bagley his rookie year trying to rap beef with Dame? Nigga, get on the court, play basketball. What are you doing?
You ain't wrong with that.
Like it should be priorities.
Real quick, Ron. I got to address something because I had a conversation a couple of days ago with Lee, and the conversation was a conjunction of everybody, no matter who it is, whether it's the president of the United States or the janitor in the building. They all have that one person that they listen to. You might not do everything that they say, Ox, but when that person talk, you listen to them, right? So I think in 2014, Dan Gilbert. I don't think it was Griffin. I don't think it was Griffin. I think whoever his man is walked into that office, whether they were meeting, whether they were, everybody out. I need to talk to you right now. Well, everybody leaves because they know when this dude wants to talk to his man, everybody's out. So I think he walked into that room and told him, listen, he wants to come home. This is what you're going to do. You're going to get on a plane and you're going to go down there. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to apologize. Don't come back here without him because we're going to be Sacramento for the next 15 years if you don't.
Yo, crazy straight.
That's what I think happened.
Crazy straight.
I don't think that was necessary at all.
Unnecessary straight.
So
All right.
I had to address that. I apologize, Ron, but as you were.
You good. All right, on to the next super chat. It is from GDHDG. He said, "Is gifting memberships disabled?" No, GDHGD or DG, but Jalen, what's up, my friend?
No, let's keep on. Sorry.
You've been asking for a membership for a very long time, and I feel like this is the right time to do you a solid. You've been up here. You put in your work. You know you not speeding out the arena, running red lights. You don't got guns on your lap. You bought into the culture. You bought into the environment, my man. So hey, send me over your YouTube, whatever it is, handle. And I'm gonna get you that membership. All right.
There you go.
It might not be until this time next month, but you'll get it. You'll get it. You know.
I got you. I see my
CPT. You aware of CPT, right? It's a process. It's a process. Okay.
Got you.
But I got you.
Cool.
Damn. So you definitely get rewarded when you're not popping perks and jumping on TikTok. So
got you. Right. Keep it basketball. Keep it out here.
Chat, can somebody look out with me with a gifted? I feel like I've done a good
No,
job.
Damo. How about no, Damo? It's not about you. No, Damo. It's not about you right now. It's about Jalen. So no, absolutely not. Damn, no, Damo. No, it's about Jalen.
I like typing in the chat. I feel like the chat's fun. No, all right, that's cool.
No doubt.
Hey, shut up and dribble. I get it.
Yo. All right, y'all keep it lit. Jamal Williams said, "Chill. I know you're a Mobley guy, but to make it seem like he's miles better than Bam, are they still in the same tier to you?"
Question: have any one of you guys ever said that? Any of you guys ever heard me say that Mobley is clearly the best defensive player in the game?
I've never heard clear. I
think that him, Anthony Davis, Bam, Giannis, I think all of these guys are basically Olympic sprinters, and they run in the 100 in like 9.7. This guy's running it in 9.71. This guy's running it in 9.69. This guy's running it in 9. They're all right there. All of these guys are right there. But I think that Evan Mobley as a defender, you know what, Ron, we're going to get into that.
We are. And it's ironic that they sent that super chat about Mobley because it actually shocked me where he ended up on the list. It's quite shocking. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. I think you guys, I don't know. I don't think you guys did him justice. But keeping it pushing, TWXZ said, "Why do y'all let this 40-year-old cry a lie?"
Man, ticket left, man. Damn, get ticket back here, yo. That's some bullshit. The ticket left.
He's live. He's live. He's not coming back.
Yeah, he quit. He 3P'd on Players Choice. Went to go do another sport on his channel. He quit.
Yeah, really fired up and gonna say, "Hey man, grown man can't cry. It's okay to cry."
Yeah, he quit.
They say crying is like taking your soul to the laundromat. So.
Like Justin Timberlake.
Who said
"Cry me a river"?
I don't know who said that, but I'm using that one.
Life Jennings said that. Y'all don't listen to Life Jennings? Y'all serious?
Who? Life Jennings? Never heard of him.
Who?
And he the R&B guy. That's great.
I thought she was a what?
Maybe I'm missing. Maybe I'm missing a who?
Front runner R&B artist is crazy.
Wow.
He's a bandwagon. He only listens to Usher and those guys there.
Jalen, whole time I thought platinum was in your destiny, Jalen. No, I'm not.
I know Life Jennings. Oh, okay. I see the face, but I didn't really listen to him like that.
Oh, Jalen, do your research, buddy.
It happens.
I'm not a student of the game. Damn. Matter of fact,
take away the match. Take away the match.
I thought about it, and I wasn't gonna do it. But I mean, we can make a vote up here if they think because you don't know Life Jennings that's enough to get your membership revoked.
I think it is personally. I'm definitely
personally as an R&B guy to not know that. Yeah,
Jalen, you don't know who Life Jennings is?
I thought I didn't really listen to a lot of Life Jennings.
It sounds like it's crazy that you don't even know.
I'll listen more Private Night. You know what I'm saying? Like Jodeci.
Hey, Brian, Jalen got to wait another month, bro.
It might have to be a Christmas gift. It might have to be a Christmas gift.
Christmas, you might have to get completely put off of that. No, you don't know who Life Jennings is? We might have to take your birthday cake now. Give it up.
Oh, take his birthday cake. I thought you meant take him off the show. Oh, my bad.
That's crazy.
My bad, Jalen. I thought you meant take him off the show.
To be an R&B guy the way you are, and to not be familiar with Life Jennings, how big a deal he was, man. Life Jennings, he had some real deep stuff, man. Real good. He was awesome.
Yo, Jalen, the song is called "Cry." I think you'll like it. Just check it out.
Oh, Cry, okay. I've heard "Must Be Nice" before. That's obviously like a
super.
We don't want to hear it now. It's too late. We don't want to hear it. You're cooked.
It happens.
And Jalen, you probably like Stick Up Kid too. It's a surprise. It might surprise you. It might surprise you. You don't know that song's going the way it's going. And then boom. You like that.
Gunner 04 said, did you see K Martin's Xeno rant on Luka? LOL. First Jeremy Lin, now Luka. Do you feel like the Lakers make any big trades? Kyrie could happen for a first round pick. D'Lo, Rui, and Vando. So for the first question, did you guys see K Martin's crazy rant?
Yes.
Xenophobic? Unless I've seen the wrong thing. He said Kyrie was the best player in Dallas.
That's exactly what he said. That has nothing to do with him being white or black.
I don't see the
nothing.
xenophobia in that.
Nothing. That has nothing to do with him being white.
Is that all he said though?
He thinks right now.
He was talking to Go Arenas. Is that if you really think about it, is Luka Doncic really the best player on his own team?
Mm-hmm.
Then they started talking about Kyrie Irving, and then they was talking about when you played the game, it's not just about the numbers. It's like when we watch these guys play, then
give me 11. Give me 11.
But then beyond that, what Kyrie does versus what Luka does, if they played one-on-one, I don't think Luka even touches the ball. That's what.
That's xenophobic. That's xenophobic. Obviously xenophobia.
That's not xenophobic.
As a white European myself, I can say what Kenyon Martin said really did offend me, and I think he needs to apologize to our whole community because what he said there can only be explained by xenophobia. There's no other explanation for it. So
there's no if you're playing one-on-one, so Mars in America when you play one-on-one, it's make it take it. If Kyrie Irving starts with that basketball, Luka Doncic will never touch it.
Listen, hey, with that being said, though, Luka said the opposite way.
He scored 11 straight on him.
Hey,
Luka Doncic will never touch that ball.
You can say it the other way. If Luka get the ball first.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Kyrie guard Luka better than Luka guard Kyrie.
I mean, damn, Mars.
That is not true. That's
you want to know why? One-on-one. When I look at one-on-one basketball, I want to know who guards who better. Now, in the 5-on-5 setting, I'm perfectly fine with you taking Luka Doncic over Kyrie. I'm perfectly fine with it, and that's what real basketball is. That 5-on-5, I'm fine with that. One-on-one basketball, bro, nobody's fucking with Kyrie.
I have watched Kyrie Irving guard Hezzy God of all people, and Hezzy got buckets. If Hezzy God can score on Kyrie, Luka is busting Kyrie ass.
Luka.
I'm just saying. If a YouTube basketball player could get an easy one on Kyrie and not really look difficult, if Kyrie could not eventually guard Hezzy God, Hezzy God's nice. Hezzy God's nice.
He's more than just a YouTube hooper. Bro got game. He just be on YouTube.
Hezzy God is nice. Don't get me wrong. Hezzy God's nice. Hezzy God's not Luka.
I'm just having a difficult time with Kyrie scoring 11 straight points.
Luka Doncic will bust Kyrie ass. I'm not saying he won't, but that doesn't mean Kyrie doesn't get a couple stops. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean.
That's where I was at with it, Big Ox. What you just said, because
what I mean is Kyrie gets more stops on Luka than Luka gets on Kyrie. Kyrie getting lower, getting under Luka. He's gonna swipe a couple down. He's gonna get his hand on a ball or two. If you know what I'm saying in that. But the other way around, it's just no positive. It's not. Don't get me wrong. Kyrie will probably miss a shot. So you know I do that sometimes. I say shit a little over. You know what I'm saying? Luka get the ball, but like one-on-one, Kyrie doing Luka.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, he's doing Luka.
So we clear, Mars. I mean, I did get the ball back twice when I played against Kobe Bryant. He just after the second time, that was it. I didn't touch the ball again. That was it. After that, he just ran me over.
And on top of that, see, I've seen somebody saying 3 dribbles. Now, when you playing against guys that know how to use the ball, use their body, it's not hard to get to the rim with 3 dribbles, even if there's defense in front of you. Kyrie in three dribbles, it's even more unfair for Luka. You might think because Luka's bigger, 3 dribbles makes it easier for him. In 3 dribbles, Luka don't got a chance.
I will say though, with Kenyon Martin, and that's really what this was about. This really wasn't about Kyrie versus Luka, but it was really about Kenyon Martin being xenophobic. Ox, he could have been 100% right about his take on Kyrie being better than Luka. It's the fact that he already has a history of his comments about Jeremy Lin and how xenophobic that was. So now everything you say.
See, I'm unaware of that.
Back when Jeremy Lin was in the league and Jeremy Lin had like the dread, braid, whatever the fuck he had. Yeah, he spoke on that, and I ain't gonna lie.
Cultural appropriation.
He was real crazy about it, called it cultural appropriation. And Jeremy Lin called him out on it. He was like, "That's wild. You're telling me I'm appropriating culture, and you got Asian hieroglyphics on your arm and your neck and all that shit. You probably don't know what it means,
Jeremy Lin was cooking.
And Kenyon Martin ain't say shit else to Jeremy Lin.
I know Kenyon Martin was pissed when Jeremy said that.
He was trying to say he was appropriating the culture using the hair, and that's wild, X, Y, and Z. And Jeremy's like, bro, you got Chinese scripture, Asian scripture on you right now. Do you know what it means?
No,
that shuts the door.
That's how you cook
That's
somebody.
Harvard education freaking right there. That's not Harvard education freaking right there. That's what that was.
Hey, he should have just tweeted 3 the hard way right after that.
That's what that was. That was just Harvard education.
I think we're done here.
That's how you throw somebody on an open flame. Right
yes, shut the door. You're gonna get something tattooed on you and you don't even know what it is.
I hate that word. I just hate that. I hate the cultural appropriation. I hate when people talk about cultural appropriation in general. It's like I just want to be cultural. I like the shit Asian people do. I love Thai food. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna talk about all this stuff I like to do, but you know what I'm saying.
It's interesting. We only use the term cultural appropriation in Western society because you go to other countries. Like if you go to other countries, like if you go to let's say Sri Lanka, like where my parents are from, you go there, you wear our cultural clothes, whatever. We're loving it. People are loving, like, oh, this is sick. Like they appreciate you trying to learn about the culture, all that. It's just here because of the economic dynamics we have here. Some would
say culture appreciation.
Yeah. No doubt. I think it's cultural appreciation a lot of
wait a minute, Damo. Were you looking for? Is that what you was looking for, Damo?
I mean, someone said it somewhere.
Oh, I got.
Yo, wait, real quick. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. But somebody's in the chat talking nonsense, talking about Joe only had 2 good songs. I don't want to get into it, but bro, you gotta do better. You gotta do better than that.
The singer Joe?
Yeah, baby, that's great.
That is not true.
You gotta do better than that.
Yeah, that's a bad take.
Man, that is terrible.
That's a terrible take.
I want to
know.
Cook 'em, Mars.
That's a terrible take, man.
Joe is fantastic.
He definitely have more than 2 songs, man.
No one else comes close to that classic to this day. I want to know if I was your man. Woo.
Is Joe a male or female?
Joe is a male.
All right, y'all. But back to the whole Luka thing. Forecash chimed in on the topic. He said Luka only top 5 in ratings because he a white Euro. Yet Jokic is a white Euro and the best in the world. Yet was ranked 2nd. Laugh out loud. He's just a weird dude.
Like I said, what else did he
just
say?
Against my people.
Yeah, xenophobic. Like I said, it had to be more than just that Kyrie's better. No, he had to say something else.
Yeah, I'm offended. I don't appreciate the waste of money.
I hate that, and this is why people talk about. This is the exact opposite reason why people talk about Larry Bird the way they do. The exact opposite reason for that. I can't stand that. Yo, the dude is nice. He can play, and the fact that he's white shouldn't have anything to do with this. Nothing.
That's why Jokic ain't get that 3rd MVP right there. Thanks a lot.
Man,
that's Kendrick Perkins, man.
That just doesn't make any sense to me.
Kendrick and Kenyon.
When Mars, when I was coming
European, man.
When I was coming up, the idea, actually, the fact that Bird was white, it helped him. It wasn't a bad thing. It was, yo, this dude is nice, and it wasn't because he was white. And if he was black, it wasn't because he was white. If he was black, he still would have been nice. Still would have been super nice. But the fact that he was white, that helped him. Now, it didn't hinder him like these dudes talking about today. When you're talking about a guy like Luka, well, the only reason why you're talking about him like that because he's white. No, we're talking about Luka like that because Luka can play. We're talking about Larry Bird the way we talked about Larry Bird back then because he could play. The fact that he was white, that didn't really I don't think that hindered him. I take that back, man. That he was awesome.
I mean, I do think, and I've said it before. I think John Stockton had a little bit more melanin. He get a lot more respect. But yeah, he definitely would. I think.
Do you fight that, Moss? Do you fight that, Moss?
I think.
Not for me. I treat him the same way.
If John Stockton was light skinned, like Kevin Johnson, they'd be talking about him a little bit different.
As a white European person, I don't judge people, basketball players, by their melanin count. I don't care.
Right.
If you're good, you're good. If you're not good, you're not good. I don't discriminate.
The problem, like, and if he was light skinned, he'll probably get some respect. You know what I'm saying? But that's like, I look at it like, so now I talk about, because me and my family, a lot of us are different complexions. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if he was light skinned, maybe like when the sun's going down, like 8:30, he'd get some respect. But if he was like black, like 1 a.m., he'd be the GOAT. Tell you.
I hope y'all ready.
He just compared complexion to 1 a.m. That's insane.
Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy. But
That's
no,
that's how we talk.
Hold on, Damo. Mr. GQ, are you on crack? Case and Joe are not the same. Hell no.
Oh my God.
Different.
Hell no. Are Case and Joe the same?
Crack.
Hell no.
That's also a terrible thing. How are they the same?
Hell no.
Explain that one. Explain
Must be crack.
Joe got a better voice. More range.
Yeah, Joe was like a real. Joe's like a real vocalist. Joe was a trained vocalist. And there's different.
Yeah, what does Case even do better than Joe for? What are we talking about? Like,
Mars, it must be crack.
I was just gonna say, I hope y'all ready to see on the timeline this season. The Chet's only getting this love because he's white. If Wemby did it,
is that coming? Is that coming?
I hope y'all know what's coming. I hope y'all know what's coming.
We gotta be over there. It's almost 2030.
It's not. I'm telling you, until I don't know when the Thunder and the Spurs play officially, but until then, bro, everything Chet does that it's gonna be seen as, yo, watch this move. But if Wemby did it, it's just another move. That's literally gonna be the thing. I'm telling you.
Yo, Teddy Hart with the super chat said Luka is great, no doubt about it. But please don't for 1 second think the NBA doesn't give a little extra push to the international stars to tap into that market. Look at what Yao did for the NBA. Billions.
What about
China has a population of over 1 billion people. The Slovenian market is not really
just like Luka.
Terrible. If I have to assume, the Slovenian market isn't pulling China numbers.
Even if
market is pulling China numbers either.
But even if they did, though, even if they did do that, we always talk about up here all the time. When I talk about how watered down the game is, and then every time somebody's like, "Well, it's business. It's business." You know, it's for the cameras. Well, that's good business. I wouldn't be mad at them if they did do that. Now, if it's a race thing, like, oh, it's just because he's white, then okay, that's wrong. But if you're doing it to try to get his home country to get more involved, like, I'm not mad at that at all. Hey, but Chitchat, did you hear that story that Isaiah Thomas was telling about Larry Bird when he said that they played him?
Oh, damn!
And the guys that were like the power forward, small forward guys on the team. I don't remember the guys' names. They were white. They were white guys. And Larry was like, "Who's guarding me? Who's guarding me?" He said, "They guarding me." He said, "What, y'all got no brothers?" Like why you disrespecting me like this?
Yeah, I did hear that. Bird actually said that himself, that he felt like if you put a white dude on him, it was disrespectful. He said that himself.
That's hilarious. He said, "Y'all got no brothers."
Hey, Damo, you seen that last night with KD and Austin Reeves? Well, Austin Reeves was guarding. I don't remember word for word, but Austin Reeves was guarding KD, and KD basically was like, "Yo, y'all, if he guards me the next time we play, y'all are done. Y'all cooked." And then Austin Reeves came in the press conference and was like, well, "Yeah, that's KD. What you want me to do?"
Of course, absolutely. Like, Austin Reeves ain't got nothing for KD, and he know that.
And it's wild how
Austin Reeves knows that too.
I don't know what Austin Reeves has on Darvin Ham, but for whatever reason, Darvin Ham keeps putting Austin Reeves on 6'11", 7-footers that can shoot. I don't know. I don't get
maybe
it. But if I call
could be something to what we just talked about. Maybe him and Kenyon Martin kept behind the scenes. I don't know.
If Austin Reeves is that guy, he'll get stops.
Jesus. But if I call Darvin Ham a terrorist, I'm wrong. But we're going to keep putting 6'4" Austin Reeves on these tall shooters who literally are known for shooting over people. All right.
Hey, Damo, I've done a lot. Now, obviously, never coached against Kevin Durant. But sometimes I'll see a kid or some player that I was like, yo, they're just, you can't stop that.
There's
So
nothing you can do, so it don't matter who's on.
So just go ahead. You go ahead and put the best defender on this guy over here because we can slow him down. We can't slow him down. You do what you're gonna do. You just go guard him. You know what I'm saying? That's the point with Kevin Durant. Like, can't nobody over there guard him anyway.
Like if we being honest, Mars, does KD fry Austin Reeves? Like I'm talking because it's difficult to get 3 straight buckets in the NBA. 3 straight. Does he fry him?
It depends if the game is important or not.
Okay, we're in the playoffs, Mars. We're in the semifinals, and we're in game 5, and the series is tied 2-2. We're in the meat and potatoes of the game. We're in the middle of the third quarter. Does KD fry Austin Reeves?
Nah, KD's not built like that. I watched him struggle with Christian Brown. No, he misses every shot, and then goes afterwards and just says he misses his layups. That's all that's gonna happen.
Stop it.
That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna be like, oh well, I got to my spots, I just missed my layups, and then we're gonna be here talking about why he's not top 5 again. So unfortunately, KD, lock in because you're not doing it in the playoffs, buddy. You're trash.
Stop it, Mars. He gives
so
Austin 40 Mars.
KD, I don't mean a word I just said. Please don't.
Okay, that's what makes.
I don't mean a word I just said.
Troll alert! Woo!
All right,
Hey,
so
what's up about Austin Reeves coming and saying that, like, because some of us was talk shit. Like, he could have pulled a Dylan Brooks.
Big Ox, you've said it to me countless times.
And I'm glad he did.
Said to me, Big Ox, know your limitations. How many times have you said that to me? I can't cover him, and I won't even sit here and act like I can because I'm a man and I got to stand up for myself. I'm gonna need some help with this dude. I can't cover him by myself. Hell no.
Damo, if he would have put a Dylan Brooks, how would you be feeling right now?
He stand on business. That's my white boy. Hey, if you would have went on that interview and popped his shit, I'd have been right up. Yeah. Let KD try that shit again. But I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he was in reality.
Yo, speaking of Dylan Brooks, once again, I'm surprised where he landed on the list, but it's world's best defender right there.
Oh,
That's the world's best defender right there, man.
Baby.
Shout out Dylan Brooks, man. You get a
I
lot of love
here.
here.
For him. Okay, this is good to hear. Nice. I thought his one vote wasn't going to be enough. Good to know.
Danny's Dimension said, guys, who's a better role player, Raja Bell or Bruce Bowen?
Who has more?
Oh, my bad. I almost started tripping. I thought that Bruce Brown. I thought that said Bruce Brown. I was about to lose my fucking mind.
Bruce Bowen.
They're both dirty players, man. I don't care.
Oh, Bruce Bowen 100% is a dirty player, Damo. 100% he is. That, and in fact, that's where they got the space where a guy goes up and down and you can't stand under him. Yeah. The landing space, yeah, they got that from Bruce Bowen. 100%. Bruce Bowen's dirty. But in terms of role players, Bruce Bowen was better than Raja Bell. He did more.
Has 3 rings. So,
I mean, do you guys think is it because I was thinking about this and I'm like, am I just saying Bruce Bowen because he won more? And I've seen him more.
Raja Bell's a better scorer, I think, for sure, than Bruce Bowen. And as a defender, I mean, Bruce Bowen's great, but Raja Bell could still defend.
I'm pretty sure Bruce Bowen was a crook on offense. He was PJ Tucker of the 2000s.
Yeah, I was just
stood in the corner.
100%. He was pretty bad. So I mean, Raja Bell
couldn't shoot from anywhere else on the court other than the corner.
And what are we talking about here? And what are we talking about, Miles? We're talking about the best role player. And how did he play his role? He was better.
Raja Bell played it better because he was a better player. No. But Bruce Bowen has championships. So
you could say Bruce Bowen excelled in his role more. But I think Raja Bell's a better basketball player.
No, Raja Bell just better.
Hey, that's cool too.
Put him on the Spurs, they win 7 rings.
I don't know if Raja Bell is. I don't think Raja Bell is better. But what I have peeped out in my wiser years, I know what the troll Mars looks like. So we can keep this moving.
Don't think you do. We'll see though. Maybe. I might just throw him out there every once in a while. See. Test the waters.
I know what he looked like. I'm familiar with him.
If you say so. You're kind of old. You might be losing your vision.
That's why I got glasses, Mom.
50-50.
50-50 better than 2020. Julius Irvin says, smart man, Dale. Warriors coming out the West.
Matchups, man. I think matchups are everything.
Yeah, fucking right.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I got the Clippers over them. I got the Lakers over them. Denver over them. Phoenix over them. I got the Warriors. What, 5th? Yeah, probably 5th or 6th.
The Clippers are The Clippers and the Suns are the only teams in the West with 3 top 30 players, right?
The Clippers and the Suns, yes. Because I don't think Memphis has three top 30 players. I don't think Dallas.
I mean, I would go refer back to our list.
Based on our list, yeah, based on our list.
On our list. Okay.
I don't think Dallas. I don't think Memphis does. I don't think Golden State does. Let's see who else. Does New Orleans have 3 top 30 players? No, I don't think that they do.
No.
Do I need to bring the list up?
We didn't vote CJ. Nah, you don't have to. We didn't vote CJ. No.
No. Let's see.
CJ never even made the top 50.
Disrespect.
The Warriors only got Steph and Andrew Wiggins. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers only got Bron and AD.
Right.
The Nuggets only got Jokic and Jamal.
So it is the Clippers.
So it's the Clippers and Phoenix are the only 2 teams that got 3 top 30 players. Which means what, Mars? What's your point?
That based on the
Are we serious? Like, come on, Russell Westbrook.
They should be the 2 best teams in the West. That's
Based on their rosters, they should be the
based on the talent wins rings ideology.
But we got Russell Westbrook at 30 though. Oh, come on, let's be for real.
Y'all finally did something right.
But that was the list.
I finally did something right.
That was the list. I'm just going based on the list. That's all I'm just going based on.
Man, fuck that list. Russell Westbrook at 30.
List.
Okay. All right. Well,
See, that's you guys' problem.
sorry to the
Such
viewers that we
pessimists.
made a list for 5 hours. That all of a sudden means nothing the next day. I mean, I'm sorry, you guys.
No, I think the list was solid, but there was a couple of questionable things in it, like Russell Westbrook at 30.
That's where it got questionable.
So where should Russ have been?
Maybe like 60.
51.
So it's 30 more players better
Maybe
than
not.
Russ.
Maybe just not on the list at all.
That's crazy.
Still, there's a whole lot more than 30, but
I think we might have to do a list of players better than Russell Westbrook.
hey, if you need a rough draft of that list, I named 222.
How many of those people are still in the league from those 222 names?
At least 200.
Interesting.
At least 200 are still playing. And that's me. No, I think I gotta rewatch that video. I think all 222 are still playing, actually.
You got
Yeah,
222
players
better than Russell Westbrook.
222
One of
players
them was
I
probably
would rather
Patrick
have.
Beverly.
Hold
One of
on.
them was probably Patrick Beverly.
222 players I would rather have. I just
There's a
typed
difference.
that for you.
So is a difference between
I played
better
the YouTube
players
game.
and players.
You
that
know, like
you
Kelly
draft.
Oh yeah,
Olynyk on that
you
list,
gotta
too.
do that. That's just content creation.
Yeah. Listen, content creation. I had to finesse the title, but really I just did
And algorithm.
222 players I'd rather have, not better.
So half the NBA you'd rather have over Russell Westbrook.
That's what it sounds like.
Yes, genuinely. I know the one that set my channel on fire because I was doing it live too. It was Campazzo. He's not in the NBA, so then that's one. But yeah, I used to set the streets on fire with that one. I would rather have Campazzo. Yes, the playmaking and defense from Campazzo compared to Westbrook.
Defense.
At that time, the Westbrook defense and playmaking compared to Campazzo's defense and playmaking.
Campazzo like 5'10". Yeah, okay.
And
You're being generous, Moss.
In no
You're actually
time in
being generous.
Campazzo's
That's
career
what
was he
excuse
better
are.
than Westbrook. In no time in Campazzo's career was he better than Westbrook.
when I made that list, he was.
You really have an issue with Russ. Russ owe you some money, yo.
It's perfect.
Yes, he does.
That's what I was. That's what I was
Russ owe me
figuring.
money. I've already told you, Adonis Haslam and Kelly Olynyk, they owe me money too. They laughed about it, but I was dead serious. But yeah, he owed me money.
Probably owe you some bread.
Hey, Mars in chat. What's worse, Damo's hate for Westbrook or my disliking for James Harden?
Yours, because you still haven't told the story.
He owes me some money along with some other things.
That's not
Yeah, it sounds personal. It sounds real personal.
It's just that whole story.
Hey man, next PC weekend when I'm out there, I gotta hear this story. I don't care.
You guys just need to stop disliking players, man. You gotta be unbiased like me. You can't have agendas.
I can't be unbiased.
Damo, move over a little bit because when that lightning strikes Mars, you don't want to get hit with it. For him to say that, you got to be unbiased like him.
That's
You
a fact.
number one, you are the epitome of a front runner. We'll start there. Number two, you absolutely are biased toward guys. Number three, you are president of the troll club. Which makes it even worse. So with all of that being said, to sit here and tell us that we need to stop being biased, Mars, ain't you the pot calling the kettle black?
That's a scumbag.
Name one player I'm biased towards.
Jalen Green.
Cap.
Killian Hayes. Julius
Cap.
Randle.
Cap. How am I biased towards any of them? Give me evidence.
What's the big fella in Detroit? Wiseman.
Give me evidence.
The big fella in LA, Jackson Hayes.
Amen Thompson.
I'm biased against
Amen Thompson.
I need evidence. You guys are just saying names. I need evidence. There's no evidence.
Can you actually name 40 players better than Julius Randle?
He was at 39 on our list yesterday.
That's not better than 40.
He could add 39 on our list yesterday. And I think Evan Mobley's better. I think DeMar DeRozan's better. I think Larry Markkinen's better. That's 3 people who were behind him on the list. And Drew Holiday was behind him.
If I can remember, Chill was calling for Julius Randle way before 39.
I was.
Yeah,
yes, I was.
That's
Meanwhile, the list that we had, you're comfortable with the list that we had, but add those other 3 guys that you said in there, like Jordan Poole, he's better. Russell Westbrook.
No, you can take off Jordan Poole, add in DeMar DeRozan. You can take off Russell Westbrook, add in Larry Markkinen. You can then put Drew Holiday over Julius Randle. You can then put Paolo Banchero over Julius Randle. You can then put I don't want to say Andrew Wiggins. But yeah, he's not in the top 40. He's not in my top 40. I don't see how that's biased. He came 39th. I'm saying there's a couple more players I'd put over him. He's not in the top 40. Me having him at 42, how is that biased?
It's biased.
Oh, you're right. I'm cooked.
It shows a level of bias. You might not be super biased, like you're biased for Killian Hayes, but it shows a level of bias
against Killian Hayes.
Can't even acknowledge his improvements.
Mars, do you know what bias
did. That first preseason
means?
game, I said he looked good.
Have you seen any preseason games since?
No.
Exactly.
Who's really watching preseason?
Exactly.
I haven't watched.
So you're not really trying to see the improvements. You watch one game.
You're right. You're right. My bias is stopping me from watching.
You didn't even show up to the show when James Wiseman dropped 20 and 10. You didn't even show up.
Right.
That's how biased you are against James Wiseman. You didn't even want to be seen the day after he had.
I think he had 2 and 1 yesterday.
Oh, but you seen that though?
No, absolutely, he saw that. Yes, he did.
I didn't watch that game either. Someone said it in the chat earlier at the start of the show. What was I going to talk about? I said it was preseason. Because once again, I don't care about preseason. I'm being unbiased.
I just remember too. I'm mad that nigga left. I wanted to ask Ticket why he didn't bring up the Spurs and Rockets game either. I wanted to ask why he didn't bring that up because Wemby played pretty average.
Because there was nothing to bring up when Wemby's going 3 for 10 and just being bailed out with free throws. Because we play defense.
They get
on
Wemby.
Wemby.
I ain't gonna lie.
On Wemby, we play defense.
I don't know who up here said it. I don't know who up here said it. I think it was Ticket. I got to give him credit for that. Boy, oh boy, if they do any calling in the regular season and playoffs, like they did in that preseason game, yeah, Wemby's going to get all the calls. They were calling some bullshit for Wemby in that game.
Wemby might average like 9 free throws a game as a rookie.
He getting that superstar treatment already.
How many Mars?
He's got 9. He's got Hall of Fame whistle already. He goes near the rim and they're calling fouls. It's criminal. They trying to give him as many points as possible. He might average 27. On all free throws.
The way he's going to the line, yeah, I'm about to say now. I'm with y'all. I'm with the crowd of people saying he's averaging 25 plus because if he's getting the whistle like
your
that,
money. I ain't gonna lie.
You're cooked.
The moment he touches the paint, the refs are ready to blow their whistle.
Yes, they are.
So that's because he looks frail. They're trying to protect him because he looks frail. They don't want the kid to get hurt.
I seen a men reach in and hit the ball and it foul. I'm like, he just tapped the ball. Are we serious? Like, yeah, they were wilding. In a minute,
shout out to Wemby though. Top 27 player in the NBA on our list.
Top 20 for that with that whistle.
He's gonna be top 15, but
you guys top 15 with that whistle.
All right, y'all. We got a super chat from Drink More Water. He said, for Defensive Player of the Year, I think AD had the best chance since he has the Lakers / big market bias and will get publicity. An underrated candidate is Walker Kessler. Question, for Defensive Player of the Year, does team success matter?
Of course it does. It's an accolade that's voted on. Yes.
Yeah, 100% team success matters. If you're a top 5 defense in the league, top 2 defense in the league, you're most likely going to be a good team too, and they'll take that into consideration. I think I'd want to look this up, but I think it's pretty rare for a bottom 5 or 10 defense to have a Defensive Player of the Year on it. I'm pretty sure most Defensive Player of the Years are in a top rated defensive.
This never happens.
Yeah, it never happened. Right? Exactly. So most.
I made that up.
Okay, it's okay.
And to add to you, go ahead. I'm sorry, Jalen. Keep going.
No, I'm done. Yeah.
So to add to your point, so when Jaren Jackson won the Defensive Player of the Year, where did Memphis finish last year? Not. So they were the second seed.
Yeah.
How about the Boston Celtics when Marcus Smart won it?
Like, what's first or second record?
Top 3 seed, top 2 seed.
Hey, how about when Rudy won it in 21? Where was Utah?
Number one seed. They were the number 1 seed.
Numero uno. How about when Milwaukee? When Giannis won it?
Was the number 1 seed.
Rudy Gobert. Again, we talking about Utah. I think they were a top 3 seed. I think they were a top 3 seed.
2019, they played Houston in round. Yeah, they might have been a 4 or 3.
I think they're a 4 seed.
They were a top 4 seed.
Right. So when Draymond won it in 17, we're talking about the Warriors as the best team all time, right?
Yeah,
so,
number 1 seed.
I mean, Kawhi Leonard with
number
the
2
seeds. There we go.
2 seed.
So winning does matter.
Yes, it does.
Winning matters.
Yes, it does.
But there's a correlation. There's a correlation
Yes,
between team record and defensive player of the year.
But still, in the chat, they're asking
like go hand in hand.
They're asking like what like big market bias, like that doesn't exist. You got big market bias, but big market bias is like the Knicks,
right?
The even the Bulls, the Warriors. That shit that's going on in the Lakers, that's not big market bias. That's the Laker media cartel.
Which is also fair too, Big Ox, because again, Rudy Gobert won the Defensive Player of the Year in Utah.
Giannis
So
won it in Milwaukee.
Kawhi Leonard won it in San Antonio. So
I do think the value of big markets isn't what it was in the 90s.
Kawhi had the finals. He came off the finals MVP, so he got more attention, which is why he won his. Rudy Gobert, shout out to him.
Yeah.
He broke the molds, and then Giannis was the reigning MVP, so he already had pushing. Rudy Gobert just did his thing.
Y'all ready for Rudy to be a Hall of Famer? Because it's gonna happen.
First ballot.
Easy. First ballot, 100%.
First ballot.
Yeah.
He's gonna be first ballot. Ben Wallace was the first ballot.
Who wasn't the first ballot?
Ben Wallace wasn't first ballot. Ben Wallace was not first ballot. He might not be first ballot.
Okay, well, first ballot might be a stretch.
Yeah, it's good.
He's gonna be.
He'll probably make it as something.
With Rudy's international success, you don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer? I mean, he's a silver.
Lied to me on the international success.
I mean, he's got a silver medal on the Olympic team with the French national team. Not only that, what he's done in the NBA. So, yeah, I think he.
It depends on how his career.
Ben Wallace had a championship in the NBA and he didn't get in first.
I'm gonna say he's still playing, so it depends on what else he does. How many defensive player of the years did Ben Wallace have?
4. And Rudy has 3.
He's not getting first ballot.
Rudy Gobert
was the Kembe first ballot? I don't think he was.
No, I don't think he was neither.
They don't be respecting defensive player of the years like they do MVPs. I don't think he's making it first.
Do you think Andre Iguodala should make? I don't think he should make the Hall of Fame. I don't think he should.
I think he will.
Yeah, but I think he will as like maybe the 3rd or 4th year. I think it might take some time.
I think he will make it. I don't think he should.
Yeah, Tony Kukoc made it. I lied.
It's for sure making the Hall of Fame.
Tony Kukoc a lot of international success.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that.
If Andre Iguodala is a Hall of Famer, Sean Marion is a Hall of Famer too.
Easily, Sean Marion clears Andre Iguodala as a basketball player. I don't even
think he has 4 championships and a finals MVP.
I think that's the difference right there.
Finals
Championships.
Is Cedric Maxwell
no.
Hall of Fame?
No.
That's the finals MVP. That's the finals MVP.
Derrick Rose gonna be the first MVP not in the Hall of Fame.
You don't think Derrick Rose will make it?
He might for that peak. He might.
Just so you know,
Hall of Fame is a joke for the first. That's what I say. Basketball Hall of Fame is a joke.
I don't think they're gonna have an NBA MVP without being in the Hall of Fame.
That's not going to happen.
He genuinely did not do enough. If Derrick Rose makes it, a lot of people are going to make it because there's no way that one MVP with what was his international? I don't think he has international success for real.
Who, Derrick Rose?
Yeah, what did he do?
He was on that team that won the FIBA championship in 2011. If he doesn't make it, he'll be the only league MVP and NCAA finalist not to be in the Hall of Fame.
I would say his college, even though
he'll be the only one.
He's in college, they might bring that up too.
Well, they got robbed. That show Mario Chalmers got robbed. They got robbed.
He'll be the only one if he doesn't make it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think an MVP is gonna make the Hall of Fame.
I don't think Derrick Rose makes the Hall of Fame.
I still think the NBA needs its own Hall of Fame separate from the Basketball Hall of Fame.
It's the only pro sport that doesn't have one, Jalen. It's the only one. We got Pro Hockey Hall of Fame. We got Pro Football Hall of Fame. So
I don't know why the NBA doesn't have its own Hall of Fame.
Pro Baseball Hall of Fame. We got Pro Hockey Hall of Fame. We got all of that. We don't have. We got all of that. We do not have a Pro Basketball Hall of Fame.
They need to do an NBA Hall of Fame and make it baseball difficulty because the MLB Hall of Fame is the hardest Hall of Fame to get into.
No doubt, 100%.
I don't have any respect for the Baseball Hall of Fame. The best players to ever play ain't in it.
because Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens,
best players ever playing in it.
Because of steroids?
Even let's number one.
Make sure LeBron don't go in the Hall of Fame.
What I don't want to do, Ron. What I don't want to do, Ron. I don't want to get on this too much. But so let's just say for the sake of argument that that's true. Let's say in 1999 that Barry Bonds was taking steroids. In 2000, Barry Bonds was taking steroids. Was it illegal?
At that, I don't. Was it not illegal at that time, and then they made it illegal?
It didn't become illegal until the middle of the 2000s.
I would agree with you if there's like a tenure of steroid users who are in the Hall of Fame, and then they're purposely keeping out like the Barry Bondses, the Marco White, like the other guys. If there's a small group of guys that were on steroids that aren't in, and there's another group of guys that are in, and they were on steroids, then I feel you. But and listen, I'm a casual when it comes to baseball, chat. Please, I don't want to seem like I'm know-it-all when it comes to baseball. But I promise you, I don't think it's a case. I think this is a case where everyone that has been tagged a steroid user is exiled from the Hall of Fame.
It is. That's true.
And if that's how it is, I am 112% okay with that.
Even though that was
consistent.
Even though that was the era. Even though that was the era.
If they're gonna say it don't matter who you were when you played, if you're a tagged steroid user, you can't get in. I'm fine with that. If they were picking and choosing, I'm with you, Chill. That's unfair.
David Ortiz went to the Hall of Fame and he had accusations.
He is in the Hall of Fame.
He had accusations, but was it true? Was it true though?
It's the same thing for for Bonds Clemens. It's also accusation. No one was proven, but the accusation was right there. Right.
I mean. That's big poppy though. Like,
that's what I'm saying. So, you know what it is when you're loved like Big Poppy, or even like Andy Pettit. Andy Pettit might make the league too because he came out and admitted it. Right. So I mean that's the thing where people think, okay, at least he came out and admitted it. So I'm not sure if he's not. Pete Rose is not, but that's for like gambling and sports.
Can you imagine? Which, by the way, Jalen, just so you know, like you just said, gambling. Just so you know, that was way after he stopped playing. That was in 1989.
I think Pete Rose deserves to be in the Hall of Fame too.
Yeah, he had quit baseball. So if you can imagine, Damo, the all-time leading rusher in NFL history, not in the Hall of Fame. Can you imagine the all-time leading rebounder in NBA history, not in the Hall of Fame? That's what's going on with the baseball Hall of Fame.
I couldn't imagine Andre Drummond not in the Hall of Fame. That's crazy.
So that's what's going on right now with pro baseball. The hits leader, not in the Hall of Fame.
I said the greatest player ever, Barry Bonds, not in the Hall of Fame. And like you said, everyone was using steroids at that time. It was just an era. I think you could say in the Hall of Fame, put an era, be like, this was the steroid era. People used it. It was a part of the game because the rules allowed it.
That's a thing. Like, no cap.
No, that's a real thing, though.
That's a thing in the baseball.
No, I'm not saying like
they're legit asking for a steroid wing. Like, okay, these guys that aren't in, please make a wing in the Hall of Fame to be like, okay, this is the steroid era, so they can at least still be recognized because it's not fair. These guys aren't in the Hall of Fame.
You got Derek Jeter over Ken Griffey Jr.? Someone said that in the chat.
Yeah, Chill, don't do this.
Ain't no way.
You're such a Derek Jeter hater, man.
Bro, he's injured. Injury. I'm president of the Griffey fan club.
Griffey, his first 10 years are clear.
Injuries derailed him. He was on his way to being the best ever. He wasn't on his way to being great. He was on his way to being the best ever. But injuries derailed him. That matters.
Even with the injuries, like his seasons were better. I mean, if you talk about peak too,
I can't wait to see where Shohei goes. I hope he do some.
Hey, you know where Shohei coming, man.
He's not going to Seattle.
Hey, I'm just saying, like Shohei and Julio. That's like LeBron and D Wade.
Can they afford him? Can they afford him? I think they're
anybody can afford anybody.
So they on PEDs.
Anybody can afford anyway. There are a couple players in the MLB right now getting hit with PED stuff. Tatis just came off with suspension last season because of the PEDs. He said was in his
just let everyone use
whatever cream.
That's what I be saying, but I don't want to sound like somebody who's being disingenuous or doesn't want to abide by the law or the rules.
Just getting the maximum capability, man. That's good.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, push the walls. Matter of fact, bring the walls forward a couple feet. Let everybody go ahead and juice up and let's turn every game into a home run derby. But hey, what do I know?
Right. I absolutely know nothing about what I'm talking about right now.
Hey Ron,
you have a clue what you're talking about, Mars? Jeff? Any idea?
Yo, Shohei go to Atlanta. I'm not
watching. I've heard that hitting
a
baseball is the hardest thing to do.
I'm not watching baseball no more.
Shohei about to be a Brave and kill the game.
That would be crazy.
Shohei Ohtani.
And you talk about what KD did. If Shohei go to Atlanta,
is he gonna hold up, yo?
Who Shohei?
I heard he's already.
I'm not saying as a pitcher. I think at a certain point he's gonna have to choose, and I think he's gonna choose hitting. I don't think he's gonna be able to.
He has to choose hitting.
Yeah.
It's he could last longer as a hitter than he can as a pitcher.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not gonna be able to. If he does, the motherfucker's the GOAT in my opinion. But he has to choose, and I think it'll be beneficial for his career to choose hitting. That's not sustainable.
Shohei Ohtani might have the greatest peak in sports. I don't think people realize to be able to be a pitcher and a hitter and a top 5.
No, Morris, it's not ridiculous. It's not. Morris, it's not okay, Morris.
Yeah, you can say American sports. I won't argue because I don't know.
Bro, even
sports in general, I'm gonna
no. Mars. I need you to understand.
Messi was Van Dyke, and he was doing this.
I don't care.
That's Ohtani.
I'm gonna just disagree with you, and I'm outwardly a casual.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say no.
Mars,
because I saw what Lionel Messi actually did.
What I want you to imagine, Mars,
Imagine somebody being Lionel Messi and also being the greatest goalie.
That's where I was going. That's
literally what it is.
That's what
he's literally Lionel Messi.
Yes,
and also the best goalie in the league.
That's where I was going, Mars.
In the cup or in the, I don't know.
So he's the best pitcher in the MLB
and the best hitter.
And the best hitter. Yes, he's the best pitcher and the best.
At that point, the rest of the league should just disband because that's criminal that you guys are.
Yeah, basically, he's not real.
He was up
for real, and that's why he got to come to Seattle because we got
to
separate him from everybody.
Nice, it's a nice comparison. I still disagree. But
motherfuckers say no, it isn't. I mean, okay, then I don't know.
Buddy, if you ever run into me anywhere, my man. If you ever run into me anywhere, my man, please don't say nothing to me. Just swing on me.
He's not the best pitcher.
Because all you say is that I bluff all the time. Like if you ever see me anywhere, my man, don't say a word to me. Just walk up to me.
It seems like you guys lie.
That's all I'm asking you to do, B. That's
even
all.
If you want to say
swing
he's
on
not
you can
hands
say,
down best pitcher,
you can say
he's
Garrett Cole
in the conversation for top 3 at the very least.
Top 3, top 5.
Even if you want to say he's not the best, he's top 3 very least. Like
Garrett Cole
when you're in a Cy Young conversation, and you at the top of the bat, man, give me a break, man. Ohtani is
not the best hitter. I'll take Ronald Acuna as a better hitter.
Sure, Ronald Acuna. I mean.
Well, I said your name. You ain't gotta say my name. I'm saying your name. I'm saying your name. I'm talking about you specifically, B. If you see me, don't say a word to me. Just swing on me. So you ain't gotta say my name. I'm saying yours, B. That's
all right, y'all. This is a good time to segue into our Defensive Player of the Year race, who, as the title of the show says, it's a one-man race for Defensive Player of the Year. I wonder who that one man is. I guess we'll have to see.
I think we that's a little bit of a stretch. I don't think it's a one-man race.
Well, the vote would say otherwise. But at number 10, let me go ahead and punch it in. At number 10, it's none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, the world's best defender, Dillon Brooks.
Respect on Dillon Brooks.
Is Dillon Brooks the top 10 defender in the league, Mars?
He's a top 10 defender on the Houston Rockets.
That means no. So that means no.
Does anybody up here believe?
A top 10 defender.
Dillon Brooks is a top 10 defender. I do.
Yeah.
100%.
He'd be the bottom. He'd be like
I could get with that.
If that,
yeah, I could get with that.
Yeah, you guys are higher on perimeter defense than me.
Why are we higher on perimeter defense than you, Mars, when the best players in the game, according to the masses, is wing players?
Yeah, I still think the most valuable form of defense is still going to be the person who protects the rim.
I feel the same way.
I don't think Dillon Brooks has the capability to be a top 10 defender just based on that. But he's not a great rim protector. That's just me. Now, if you said he's a top 10 perimeter defender or a top 10 wing defender, I'd agree. He's probably in the top 5. But overall defenders, I'm going to end up just taking a bunch of bigs. So that's why I say no.
Hey, can I ask a question? Now, at the
risk of spoiling the rest of this.
Let me ask two questions. at the risk of sounding like a Nimrod, I gotta ask this stuff. So if I shoot the ball right from 17 feet away, right?
Yes.
The intention of this shot is to get to the rim. I want the ball to get to the rim. Now, if Chilltown blocks my shot, is that technically rim protection? He's protecting the ball. He's protecting
based on the semantics.
Yes,
sure.
That is.
But normally when we talk about rim protection, it's shots attempted like
at the rim,
around the rim,
right at the rim.
But technically, you protected the rim.
Now I am protecting the ball from getting to the rim.
Right.
Now I am doing that, but
technically,
I'm going to slide out, man.
Take these Damo.
Thank you very much.
You out, Big Ox?
You
out
muted,
there?
Ron. You muted, Ron.
Yeah, Ron, you muted.
You out, Damo?
Yeah, I got a dip.
All right, y'all. Be
Thank
easy.
you very much for
Yes,
joining
sir.
us. We
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it.
Yeah. Sorry, fellas.
Easy,
Sorry,
brother.
fellas. Wish I could stay. Before I go, because I'm not gonna be able to make it for the defensive player of the year thing. Spoiler: AD should be number one because I voted AD number one to defend my list. I don't know if we're gonna go over who people voted for, but I picked the big, a wing, and I picked the guard. So I picked the best big defender in my opinion, AD. Picked the best wing defender, Dylan Brooks. I picked the best guard defender, which was did I go Marcus Smart?
You Holiday?
You should
you
have
went Patrick Beverly.
Oh, Pat
Should've
Bev.
went-
Yeah, I went Pat Bev because Pat,
Damo?
I was high. Why did I pick Pat Bev? Anyway,
You didn't pick Pat Beverly.
You said it.
I'm messing with you. You didn't pick Pat Beverly.
I was saying, why the hell
You just
did I
said it
pick Pat
because he was high. That's why.
He believed it. He believed it.
And then started to defend it too. He said, "Yeah, I picked Pat Beverly because."
Yeah, I couldn't even. I'm like, why do I pick Pat Bev? No,
You just said
I
it, 'cause
picked
he was
AD. I picked AD as the big. I picked Ben Simmons as the forward, and I picked Dylan Brooks as the guard defender. That was it. Those are my three. Yeah, I'm about to say I had to be high to pick Pat Bev. That's crazy. All right, man,
Hey, Damo, before you slide out, GDHDG said Shohei is the baseball GOAT, not Barry Bonds. No steroids needed either. You know damn well, Jalen. You too, Damo.
I mean,
sure. It's only
I
two
said
ways.
Shohei was the GOAT. That's what I said.
Yeah.
And whoever said Ronald Acuna is a better hitter, I mean, if you wanna say that, I'm talking about a guy who literally had way more at bats than Shohei. And Shohei, in terms of percentages, all the advanced analytical percentages in baseball, which baseball is one of the most accepting in terms of advanced stats, Shohei clears in those. In terms of total numbers, Ronald Acuna should be better because he had way more at bats. So Shohei is definitely the best hitter, as also being a top three pitcher.
And Damo, Acuna, look at the lineup at the Braves.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Someone needs
Exactly.
to leave. You guys can't. have a whole
Otani was by
discussion.
himself when Mike
Crazy,
Trout was hurt. It was
crazy.
him with Anthony Rendon. Like it was.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
But y'all be easy, man. I will catch you boys Monday.
All right, Dom.
Messi's peak clears, by the way.
Shout out Barry Bonds. I mean, his offensive peaks are
Yeah,
ridiculous.
shout out to him. But Messi's peak clears, both of them combined.
I mean, he's even better than
Times
Ronaldo, though. Like, is he real? I mean, you know,
Ooh.
I could have scored a lot with Xavi and Iniesta giving me the ball. I'm just saying, with Xavi and Iniesta giving me the ball, I'm giving you a good 15, 20 goals a season. You put Messi out there.
It's crazy.
It was-
that
it
Messi
was-
has
it
more
was-
assists
it
than
was-
both of them. It's crazy how that works. but-
It was Barry Bonds that made me know, like, no matter what, I can never do steroids. You know what I'm saying? Because I already got the big ass head. And the way that man head just said like that, I was like, man, I can't do no fucking steroids, bro. I'll be out here falling over and shit.
You know what's getting crazy with Barry? So first 10 years, he didn't do steroids. It was like a lean, 40 stolen bases type of guy. And you just see the change. Once he started taking it, dude bulked up.
He was
I'm
hitting
talking about Barry was.
the ball into the park.
I'm talking about you. Hey, every time dude stepped up to the plate, you just knew it was a home run.
Like he
You
was
just
hitting
knew
the
it
ball.
was.
Like, damn, yo.
All right, y'all. But back to the list at number 9. Any predictions? Number 9.
Number 9.
I
Alex
don't know,
Caruso.
Drew Holiday,
Walker Kessler.
Victor Wembanyama.
At number 9. Those are all great picks, great guesses. But it is Ben Simmons at number 9.
I think he's going to be in the conversation at the end of the year as the defensive player of the year. I do. He looks number one, he looks like he want to play basketball. That's number one. Number two, him being in the passing lanes. He's always been a really good on-ball defender, and he looks healthy. So because of that, I think that Brooklyn defense is going to be really good. And because that Brooklyn defense is going to be really good, he's going to be a huge part of that. I think he's going to be in the conversation for defensive player of the year.
He's getting a lot of hype now. Like people really think he's looking good. He's going to go back. Even in like NBA fantasy drafts, he was going like 3rd or 4th round in some cases. Like it was the hype on him is getting. It might be getting a little much, but he should be better this year.
I think for me with Ben, it's more so the unit that he's playing with. I'm a little more higher on Brooklyn. Shout out all my Brooklyn guys in the chat. You know who you are. But I'm a little more higher on Brooklyn and just who they got around them. I like Ben Simmons next to Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton. Even though a lot of people wouldn't want them to play with each other, but I think Nick can benefit Ben, and I think Ben can benefit Nick as well. I like Dorian Finney-Smith. I like who's the other cat over there? 3 and D. Royce O'Neal. I like all of those guys combined with Ben. I think they all help each other. So I mean, I think Ben can. I think they make Ben better.
I just hope Brooklyn's actual best defender is on this list above Ben Simmons. Otherwise, the list is cooked.
Nick Claxton talking about?
Yes.
Hey, we'll just have to see. Mars, did you vote for Nick Claxton?
Nope.
Well, we'll see. John Lyon says, serious question. Is Bam a good comp to Kmart, or does Bam clear Kmart on the defensive end?
They're a good comp in terms of versatility. They could both switch pretty routinely. I think Bam is a better defender, though. But in terms of versatility, I think I see the comparison.
Bam was more of a comparison. I said Buck Williams. That's what he reminded me of in terms of a defender, in terms of a player more than anything, but definitely a defender. His switchability, how tough he is, his ability to protect the rim and then protect the paint. I thought that he's more compared to Buck Williams, but I do think he's a better defender than Kenyon Martin.
Yeah, no one cares about the Nets in the 80s. Kmart.
I'm talking about Buck Williams when he was with the Trailblazers. That's when he was making all league defensive team, first team.
Nah, let's talk about Kmart, man. He's a better player. Buck Williams trash. That's
troll alert. Woo, 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 woo.
Yo. All right, here we go. Yo. On to number 8. Clearly in the player's choice realm, this is something that we criticize the NBA about and all the voters and whatnot, but clearly there's some voters fatigue here because at number 8, it's Jaren Jackson Jr.
That's because people don't like that he doesn't rebound. That's why.
Could be it.
Which is important.
I ain't vote for him either, but
I feel like that's really important. As a rebounder.
I think the game's changed.
I think it still holds value, but I don't think it's as important as it once was, Chill.
How is rebounding not important? That's in fact the most important part of defense.
No,
when you stop
rebounding
somebody,
is important. I just don't think it matters who gets the rebound.
Yeah, I think now it's more rebounds are focused. Like more guys, like point guards are getting 6-7 rebounds a game now. Shooting guards versus before, people more relying on the power forward and center to get the rebounds. While now, I think it's a little more team oriented in terms of.
Well, and even if that's true, your big guy, even if that's true, and I think that it's largely due to shooting the long balls because there's a lot of long rebounds. All right, I can get with that. But when the game slows down. Right when the game slows down and teams are trying to get closer to the basket, your big man has to be able to rebound. And if he doesn't rebound, last I checked, the 4-man, that job is not relinquished because you got a 5-man who rebounds. No, your job as the 4-man is to rebound. And the fact that he's the defensive player of the year and doesn't rebound at a high level, I got a problem with that. I do.
Chill, did you hear Jaren Jackson Jr. said that he's going to actually make a great effort to start rebounding more?
That would be great because 6-7 rebounds a game as a big, that's not enough. That's that when I'm watching Domantas Sabonis, who also plays in this same league, average 13 rebounds. When I'm watching Anthony Davis, average 12 rebounds. When I'm watching Joker, average 12 rebounds. You as a big, being the defender that you are, being the rim protector that you are, being the paint presence that you are, because he plays a lot in the paint, he should be a better rebounder than what he is.
I have a question. Theoretical. Player A averages 7 rebounds a game. But they're all contested rebounds, battling with 3 other people in the paint. Player B averages 12 rebounds a game. But 9 of them are uncontested. Who's the better rebounder?
The first one? One that gets the rebound of the contested?
No, I think what Mars is talking about quantity over. He's talking about quantity over quality. That's what he's talking about. So he's talking about a guy. Just because you average more rebounds does not mean you're a better rebounder. Right? I understand that part. However, a guy in Jaren Jackson who averages 7 rebounds, he should be getting more rebounds when it counts more. Like those 7 rebounds.
I wasn't even really talking about Jaren Jackson.
Okay, well, let's take Jaren Jackson off the table. When you got a big guy, it matters when you're getting rebounds because those contested shots those shots that you're contesting and you're getting rebounds, those shots could be in the first quarter, they could be in the second quarter, and then you might be contesting shots and not being able to come up with those same rebounds when we get into the meat and potatoes of the game when it matters the most. And I feel like that matters. So there's 2-3 rebounds that you don't come up with because we're trying to win that we need, as opposed to in the second quarter, you might come up with those rebounds.
But if you only get rebounds when someone shoots a 3 and then the other team doesn't crash the offensive glass because they want to get back, so the ball just bounces to you and you get rebounds and you just start your offense, how valuable is that rebound? Like,
Well,
if the point guard gets it or the center gets it, what difference does it make? It's just a rebound.
The reason why that rebound is valuable is because if I get the rebound and I'm able to speed the game up, and now these guys got to get back on defense. Well, they'll be less apt to shoot the ball like that because their transition defense isn't very good. So they'll be less apt to shoot the ball that far away from the basket and less apt to speed the game up because we already know that their transition defense isn't that good.
I guess I just think if anyone can get it, if it's an open rebound and anyone can get it, it doesn't bother me if the big gets it or the guard gets it or the wing gets it. That's the rebounds that matter to me are the ones that actually contested.
Which is fair,
that's the sign of rebound.
But and I don't want to. What I don't want to do is I don't want to equate myself as a basketball player, Mars. But what I will say is a guy like Big Ox, who's 6'8", 6'9", if I'm going to stick my nose in there to rebound, he'll tell me, "Yo, this ain't your job. Get your ass out there and do that. I'll handle this." He'll tell me.
He ain't never told me that. He ain't never told me that.
Well, the bigs that I've played with have said that.
Damn, he said Ox saying
you're L big.
That's what
L
he
big.
You just said you ain't lying.
I'm just using an example.
Okay. I need to find some better bigs to get down with. But keeping it pushing though. Number 7 on the list. Let me go ahead and pull it up. So does anybody think it's criminal to have Jaren Jackson as low? Or should he be in the reigning defensive player of the year be higher?
I probably have a top 5 for sure, but
it depends on who else is on this list. I got a problem with his ability to rebound. I don't think he rebounds enough.
He's not going to win it because of FIBA. He's off the list. He can't win it until he.
So it's already determined because of what you saw in FIBA. That's
not for me. For the
not you in particular, Miles. But we're talking about the masses from what they saw in FIBA. His ability to rebound, his ability to defend in the international game, which by the way is completely different than the pro game over here. It's already been determined.
Yep, the same way Giannis couldn't win another MVP based on the 2020 bubble season, no matter what he did in 2021. If you do something after you win an award, the next season you are ineligible for that award until you avenge your mishaps. Joel Embiid, no matter what, will not win the MVP next season.
Even if he averages 35 a game.
Even if he averages 35, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, then the number 1 seed, Luka Doncic will win the MVP. Someone will win it. I just use Luka as a name. But someone will win the MVP because of the playoffs last year. He has to go through the playoffs healthy to become eligible for the MVP again. That's the politics of NBA accolades.
I think I don't like Jaren Jackson at 7. I think he's more around 3, 4. Because as you know, I don't equate rebounding to defense. So that's why I can give him that.
That's crazy that you think that way, Ox, being a big, yo. That is crazy, Ox, that you think like that, being even though you are big.
Well, because I'm when I was playing ball, I felt like offensive rebounds were just as important as defensive rebounds, if not more important. So I'm crashing the board on both sides of the court. So I don't look at it like, oh, this is me playing defense.
And that big
offense, one is defense.
Right, but that big is also keeping you off the backboard. Plus big Ox, you being a KG guy. KG was a glass cleaner.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think it's a separate category.
All right, number 7. Number 7 on the list. We have Drew Holiday.
It's fair.
One question that I do have about Drew. So we obviously know that Marcus Smart stepped in, or him and Marcus Smart he's basically replacing Marcus Smart. With that being said, we know that Marcus Smart won a Defensive Player of the Year with the Celtics. Do we think Drew can have that same type of impact? I'm expecting the Celtics to be a good defensive team. I'm expecting the rest of you. I think the rest of you guys think that same way too. Right. Do we think that him being the leader of that defense and then being a good team, does that help? And we talked about it earlier. Winning can affect the Defensive Player of the Year voting. Do we think that catapults him higher up the list?
Being on a good defensive team definitely helps. The only thing that I think that'll hurt him is that how much of a jump can they really take? Because they lost Marcus Smart, who was an elite perimeter defender. They added Drew Holiday. So I think they stay stagnant. And then sometimes in voting, they want to see a big jump by a team defensively or a noticeable jump. I just don't know with Boston how good they were defensively already if they'll see a big jump with Drew Holiday.
I don't see, Jalen, that's the thing. I don't think Boston looked at it as Drew Holiday is an improvement from Marcus Smart. I think it's looking at it as kind of like, okay, we've been doing this for a while. Marcus has been here. He's been a leader. He's been here. It's time to start fresh. So I think the Marcus Smart getting off of him was more so just to bring in KP. And now I think Drew Holiday was to come and we lost Marcus, so we need to replace Marcus. I don't think they're necessarily saying like he's an improvement for Marcus. I think he is an improvement for Marcus. But I don't think that's what it was meant to be, specifically those two. I think they had to let go of Marcus in order to, get another big who is obviously KP. But I do think he is. What I want to ask y'all is,
that was great GMing since you said that. That was great GMing. Sure. Right.
Does Drew Holiday can he switch on to bigger, like in y'all opinion, does he have the ability to switch on to bigger guys like Marcus Smart? Is he as strong as Marcus Smart down there? Because Drew Holiday is maybe an inch or two.
They're both the same size. They both the same size.
Drew Holiday was bigger than Marcus.
I thought Drew Holiday was about 2 inches taller than Marcus. I'm not sure. But
he's a little bit taller, but as you know, Marcus Smart definitely weighs more.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Is he strong enough? Because I've seen Marcus Smart get in that mid post with Marcus Morris, Julius Randle. I've seen Marcus Smart get down there. Does Drew Holiday have that same ability?
I doubt it. But he hasn't been asked to do that in Milwaukee. So, but I think I've been a big practitioner. I was on the show when Marcus Smart won his Defensive Player of the Year. Robert Williams was the best defender on that team, in my opinion. So, him not being there, I don't think that. First of all, I don't think that the voters are going to give another Boston Celtics point guard a Defensive Player of the Year just after they gave the first one a Defensive Player of the Year. Because then it kind of is like, well, is the defensive point guard really the best defender in the league, or is he just on this Boston team that seems to just be making their point guards look great? So I don't think they're going to try and undo that. So I think Drew Holiday won't win it. Mm-hmm. I also think the fact that their actual best defender is no longer there would hold their team defense back from being where it was in 2022. In 2023, I might be wrong. I don't think they were a top 5 defense. Someone could check, but I don't think they were. Oh, my fault. Yeah, but in 2022, I'm pretty sure they were number 1 or number 2 with Golden State. Mm-hmm. So I don't think they're going to be that. Maybe Porzingis can bring Robert Williams level rim protection. I don't think so, but maybe. But I just don't think Drew Holiday can win it. But I do think Drew Holiday might be able to show that he's versatile. I don't think he's as versatile as Marcus Smart. I think that's Marcus Smart's biggest calling card, his ability to low-key guard 1-3-5 at like 6'3". So,
Mars, I don't think I ever really heard your take on just how you feel about KP altogether. Like, not necessarily just him on Boston, but I'm not sure if I ever really heard. Like, I
have. Mark, he wanted him in Golden State. He loved him up in Golden State.
Yeah, I'm would I say I'm high on KP? I don't know. I think he's very good. I think he's underrated based on a lot of people holding what happened in Dallas strongly against him, based on the fact that they're trying to make him a stretch big who just spaces the floor, even though I think, as shown in Washington, he's one of the better post scorers in the league. Mm-hmm. He's definitely great in the mid-range. Very good rebounder now. Rim protects. Very good defender. I think he's just been misused, especially on better teams. I think that's what it is. And I'm not blaming Luka Doncic or Rick Carlisle or KP. I just think he's been in situations that haven't been a good fit for him. I think Boston's a great fit for him if they use him right. Now, if Joe Mazzulla runs 5 out with KP, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be terrible. So
he's going to do that, by the way.
I have to wait and see, because he was running 5 out last year. So maybe he's just got KP like, oh, stands in the corner, you're going to shoot threes. Then I think it's cooked. But if they actually
logo threes from KP,
he does shoot some of the deepest threes in the league. Like if you look at it, it's like Trae Young, LaMelo Ball, Steph Curry, Dame, and KP.
God, Eric Gordon pisses me with that. God, he pisses me off with that. But I love Eric Gordon too. But I'm a huge KP fan. I've been since he got to the league. I felt like he got the short end of the stick with the all Dallas situation, and the fact that he's, people say what has he done as far as being a number 1 option. He finally gets to be a number 3 option, and sometimes 4 option now that Drew's over there. So I think Kristaps is going to really show who he is this year. I'm happy for KP to be on a team like this.
I agree. I just hope he stays healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
He was pretty healthy last year, so.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that the Marcus Smart guarding multiple bigs, I thought that was a coaching issue. Because again, I still go back to the days when I'm trying to imagine Marcus Smart getting switched on to a lot, and that's just not happening.
You don't think Marcus Smart can stop Hakeem?
That's not. Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
You don't think Marcus Smart can stop Hakeem?
No, I don't.
Mars, relax, Mars. Relax,
I'm sorry, Mars.
I've heard Embiid get compared to Hakeem all the time. He stops
but nobody really. Let me not say that because there probably is somebody out there that thinks Joel is comparable or maybe even better than him.
Right.
I think they're smoking dope. But this is what I'm saying. I think that was a cop out for Joel Embiid. That's not a coaching issue. That's a Joel Embiid issue.
Give me the damn ball. Just give me the basketball. And to Mars's point about KP being added to the roster, I mean, he's one of the best. I think he was in the top 5 in the league in points on the box. I think he was 3rd or 4th in the league in points on the box. I think more than anything, Ron, the issue was going to be continuity. Don't forget, these guys were with Marcus Smart for what, 6-7 years. When you build that kind of chemistry and that kind of camaraderie, to get somebody new in, even though he does the same thing that the other guy did, the same, if not better, we still have that continuity that we had with him. So that trust factor that we had with Marcus Smart, we got to build that with Jrue Holiday because ultimately we really don't know him. Even though he does a lot of the same stuff that this guy did that we had before, we don't really know him like that. And I feel like that's going to take some time. I think that there's going to be some growing pains, but I still think that Boston's going to be one of the better defensive teams in the game. I think adding KP, I think now you can move those guys like Jaylen Brown, move him to his natural position at the 2, move Jason Tatum to his natural position at the 3. Now Al Horford, who has got some years on him, can play the 4. KP can play the 5. I don't think, Mars, that they're done trading. I think that in the middle of the season, I think that they're going to add another dirty work guy.
I'd start Derek White.
All right, fellas, y'all ready to see who's at number 6?
Yes.
So far on the list, we have Dylan Brooks at 10, Ben Simmons at 9, Jaren Jackson Jr. at 8, Jrue Holiday at 7. And now on the screen, you can see who is at 6. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Bullshit.
I had him higher. Who the hell had him so low?
I mean, the GM still called him the best defender in the league. So
yeah,
that's propaganda. That's just because they're trying to get more viewers from Greece.
Where is the Big Ox? Where is the logic that Giannis is not a good on-ball defender? When I hear that from people, I'm thinking to myself, what Giannis are you watching?
It's because the guys that he's asked to guard on ball, like Kevin Durant, guys like that, he can't guard them. He can't.
Nobody can guard him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you can really?
Other than
I'm
Christian
saying,
Brown and Al Horford, who can really guard KD?
No,
nobody.
But that's okay. So that's my point. This is my point. If you're asking me to guard people I can't guard, you're not doing me a disservice as far as the actual playing the game. You're doing me a disservice in giving me my defensive player of the year votes. You're doing me a disservice by making me look like I'm not a good on-ball defender. I just think it's just a whole lot of hype. I just think it's a whole lot of hype. I just haven't seen this Giannis that everybody else has seen. I don't know where it came from.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Moss.
I think what happened is in the midst of the Giannis propaganda that was happening a few years ago, where people were saying Giannis can guard 1 through 5 and he's the most versatile defender in the league. People have now gone the other way from that, where I think they were overrating him, to now he's not that good of an on-ball defender. I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. I think he has natural flaws as an on-ball defender just based on his size at 6'11", sure. Which makes sense. And I don't think he's ever been able to guard 1 through 5. And I think that was just a lie that people made up for whatever reason. But I also don't think he's a bad on-ball defender. I think he's very good for his size. I think he's decent overall for the NBA. I would never trust him on a point guard, but on most wings, I'm comfortable with Giannis. But I think it comes from the fact that people had to listen for a couple of years that he was the most versatile defender in the league who could guard 1 through 5. And I think people saw that he really couldn't do that. And now they've changed their tune and said he's just not that good. So I think it comes from that, in my opinion.
I also think that he doesn't get a lot of credit for being able to guard in stretches like bigs do. So we're talking about a guy that's 6'10", 6'11", who does switch on the point guards, right? But I think his ability to chase point guards away from screens, I think that his ability when he does switch to hold guards, I think that there's way too much switching for him. So like when we're 22, 23 feet away from the basket, there's no reason for Giannis to switch on to Chris Paul or to Steph Curry. There's no reason for him to switch on to these guys whatsoever. But when he does get switched on to a two guard or like CJ McCollum, he looks like he holds his own. Because CJ McCollum's not blowing by him. CJ McCollum is more of a stop and pop kind of guy. And I think Giannis does make it tough on him because of his length, because of his athleticism. He's one of the better rim protectors in the game. And he's the best rebounder on the Milwaukee Bucks. So when I think about him just as an on-ball defender, I think that we shortchange him because he gets switched on to guys that he shouldn't be getting switched on to for a long period of time, as opposed to when I watch him chase guys off screens and hedge guys on screens. He's much better at that.
That's what I was just about to say too. In Giannis's defense, I have to be consistent with what I say about big switching on the guards. If my man sets a high pick and I'm extended above the 3-point line and he can't get through the screen and I have to switch, I don't feel like I should be expected to stay in front of this guard for 8 seconds, 9 seconds.
That's not your job.
I should be able to move my feet. I should be able to move my feet, maybe get one turn, and if he pulls a jump shot, I should be able to contest. If he hits it, he hits it. If I stand in front of him for 3 seconds and then he gets me with a good move and gets to the rim and I chase down and contest, if he makes it, hey, I think that's good defense. I think Giannis is more than capable of doing that. I've never seen anybody do it. Well, that's in the league right now. Nobody does it quite like Anthony Davis or even Bam. But the problem is they've seen Giannis do that a couple times, and then they expect him to be able. Oh, that means Giannis can guard him. Like no, he cannot guard him. He can get switched on. He can get switched on him and contest and play good solid defense for 4 to 5 seconds. But once that guard brings him out a little bit of retreat dribble and then goes to work, he's cooked like he should be. There's nothing wrong with that. But you know what I'm saying? Like they're just overrating what they've seen him do because he switched a couple times. You can't guard this guy for 14 minutes.
Jalen, we can't have you get switched on to Joel Embiid and you get switched on him and you get a strip on him. So now we're gonna have you covering him. No, right. That doesn't work.
I would take the challenge. Me personally,
no, you put me on Rondo. Ron getting strapped up.
Okay, so
Jalen, you not Marcus Smart. Okay,
Jalen, you covering Rondo, and then you get switched on to Andrew Bynum, and you end up getting a block, and it's like, okay, we're gonna move now, Jalen, to covering Andrew Bynum. No, we're not.
Yeah, it's not gonna
work. Right? No, just because you got one stop doesn't mean that next time we see these guys, you should be guarding him the majority of the game. That's ridiculous. On top of that, I do want to point out what my man Tay just said in the chat, because I was very happy to point this out last year. If you're such a great on-ball defender, you can guard all the wings. Why would you let my man Drew get cooked by Jimmy? You didn't think at some point, hey, maybe, hey, you didn't. Because for me, if I see my man getting cooked, I'm like, yo, he got to cook me now. Let me get him this quarter. And if he cooked me, I'm like, well, he just got it today.
What I equated that to Rocky IV. Rocky watched that Russian beat the hell out of Apollo Creed and he ain't do nothing about it. You're just gonna let this dude beat the hell out of him and you ain't gonna stop it. You're not. You're just gonna let him just keep beating him up, and you're not gonna stop.
Doesn't want him doing that. That's what it is. It's not Giannis. It's not Drew. It's not Chris Middleton. Coach Bud doesn't want Giannis.
No, Mars, that logic doesn't work neither, because I've seen Jordan come to the bench and tell Phil Jackson, "I'm not."
Giannis isn't Jordan.
He doesn't have to.
Giannis says he listens to his coach. Right. He doesn't
have to be Jordan. But at some point, you being the star player, again, we work together, and there are disagreements. I can cover this guy. You can't cover this guy. Let me help you do this for the betterment of the team. And Drew Holiday is getting scorched. Do something about it. I can't just stand around because you don't think I should help him. No, get in there and help him. That's my job being on the team.
And sometimes
his job is to listen to the coach. He listened to the coach.
And sometimes too, though, you know, Drew maybe should have swallowed up his pride and just been like, Giannis, help me.
Help me.
Mike Budenholzer ain't want anyone to help. He wanted them to play Jimmy straight up, and he beat him. That's what it is.
And that's why he's at where he's at right now.
He did. Apollo did tell Rocky that. Yeah, but if that's your man, yo, you can't watch him get beat up like that. Jump in there and stop that, please. Yeah. Please jump in there.
I still think we can expect a guy of Giannis's size to guard guards like that. I think when we look at guys who can guard 1 through 5 or 1 through 4, they're mostly in between the 6'6" to 6'8" kind of range. So guards who are kind of in between can have the strength to bang with the guys down low, but still small enough and be quick enough to stay with guards. Giannis at 6'11", at his weight. I'm just not going to ask him to guard a guy that's 6'1". It's just not going to be effective.
Ben Simmons did it.
I mean, hey, it could be. I'd say there's a few anomalies.
And actually did a real good job too, Mars.
Yeah, I was there. Ben Simmons a little bit of an
Damn good
anomaly
job.
with that one for sure. I thought Ben Simmons 6'10".
6'10".
Man, Giannis is an asshole.
He's like a nice guy.
Watch Drew get cooked and then blamed him and sold him.
But Giannis had back pain. Giannis had back pain, so he couldn't play defense.
We should have sat down then.
I think that's a valid explanation. Okay, never mind. I guess I thought that was a valid explanation. Okay, cool.
No, Mark, if you're too hurt to play defense, you need to sit down.
For real. You wasn't too hurt to score 38.
If he doesn't play, then it's gonna be he just watched his team get cooked.
Yeah,
he
he's
tried to play. I'm just saying, I think he had back pain. He tried to play, but they weren't trying to make him guard the other team's best player as well as average 30. They were like, okay, do what you can on offense, play your help side defense. Don't guard Jimmy Butler because we have the best guard defender in the league.
It was getting destroyed, by the way.
Well, that's life. You have a bad back. I'm not about to ask you to do that too because you're not Jesus Christ. So,
but you're gonna ask me to rebound, and you're gonna ask me to
LeBron though.
You're gonna ask me to rebound and score because he did. Yes, I think he did go almost 38, almost 40 and 20 in one of those games.
I have to pick and choose what I want. I want you to score. I want you to initiate.
I want you
to rebound. I don't want you to do all of that and guard Jimmy Butler.
Well, obviously we have to pick. We picked the wrong thing. Why? Because Jimmy Butler scorched us, and that was the reason why. Maybe I can sacrifice some of those rebounds. Maybe I can sacrifice some of those points that Giannis gave us.
Well, sure, but I'm not blaming Giannis for that.
Can I do that possibly? Because at some point I gotta get in here, Big Ox. I can't just let my man get beat down like that. I can't. I got to do something.
So Mars, let me ask you this, Mars. So you ain't never been, back when you was a youngster. I know you young when you was younger than you are now. You ain't never woke up in the morning, felt a little under the weather, be like, Mumsy, I can't go to school.
Mumsy,
I can't go to school. I can't go to school today. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick. But then 2 hours later, you running around the house doing cartwheels and shit. Your mom like, well, your ass wasn't too sick to jump around now. You can take your ass to school tomorrow.
Take your little bloody ass to school now.
Right. You take your ass to school tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. So it's like you was too sick to go to school, but you weren't too sick to be doing to be jumping off the shit outside. You going to school tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. You too hard to play defense. You ain't hurt enough to score 38. Yeah.
And it wasn't like it was one game, Oz. He got scorched the entire series. Do something.
Well, Giannis only played 3 games. The first game,
he okay.
Early on. So technically, it wasn't much.
That's still more than half.
I just believe if your best player is compromised, you don't ask him to carry you on offense and on defense, and then say he ducked the fade when he's the one compromised. When 2 years earlier in 2021, Giannis guarded Jimmy the whole series. Like, I just don't think it's fair to say the man who's injured ducked the fades when previously when he was healthy, he didn't duck the fades.
And not only did he not duck the fade, Moss, can you tell everybody what happened to Miami in that series?
They got swept and Jimmy Butler played terribly.
Smoked.
So I just think it's unfair to say that the man who's hurt ducked the matchup when he wasn't hurt, he took the matchup, swept them, and played great defense.
Here's the difference.
I think it's fair to say that he was not guarding Jimmy Butler because he was compromised health-wise.
No, okay.
It's fair to say that.
Really quickly, Ron, and we're gonna move on. But Mars, I'm not asking you to now fight this fight for me because I've seen guys who are getting their ass kicked. Somebody jumps in. You know what? That's renewed energy. Okay, I can get back in the fight now. You don't have to fight this fight for me, but to help him. Like Giannis should have helped him, that could have very well helped Drew Holiday. I'm not asking you to
Mike Budenholzer is just notorious for either he overhelps or he doesn't help at all. He was in his not helping at all bag. So that's scheming. And if you want to say Giannis should just argue against Budenholzer's schemes, Sure.
The point that
I'm
I'm
going to
making,
argue against Budenholzer's schemes because I think he was terrible.
you always do that.
But that's
with-
a whole
with-
different
with Coach
conversation
Bud.
to have. I just
100%.
don't think he ducked the match. That's what
So
I
my-
don't think he ducked it neither, Mars. What I am saying though is I think that it would have given Drew Holiday some renewed vigor if Giannis jumps in and he can see him slow him down. Once again, it's like a fight. I'm getting beat up. Somebody jumps in and starts beating this dude up. Oh, we can beat this dude. So then I'm going to jump back into the fight because now I get my confidence back as opposed to this dude just kicking my ass and ain't nobody going to help.
Yo, so I do want to ask though, because obviously Coach Bud isn't there. Do they look better with Adrian Griffin, or does Giannis look better with Adrian Griffin?
I haven't watched much of that preseason. Games
I've watched
to really
him.
know what he's doing.
Giannis looked like he's going to be. Giannis looked like he's
seen
gonna
him in
be
the post a
running.
bit more.
Yes, he
Well,
has.
I'm not talking about offense. I'm talking about defense.
Oh, I haven't been paying attention. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't know much about Adrian Griffin like that. That is so wait, Adrian Griffin, that's AJ's pops.
Yes.
Yes,
On
that's
the board,
AJ's
yeah.
father.
Okay.
I
like AJ a lot.
went to
So
Seton
do I.
Hall.
So do
He's
I. I
got
wanted to see
14
how long
big.
he is.
He's got 14 years in the league, Ox, as an assistant
Really?
coach. So it's not like he just showed up out the blue. He's been in the league for a while. Giannis looks like, from what I've watched in the preseason, he looks like he's going to be in the running for league MVP. Like when I say like in the running, I'm like at the end of the season, it's going to be him and Jason Tatum, him
Been
and.
the case for like the last 5 years.
But this year it looks a little bit different, Mars. He
Mm-hmm.
looks like he's got a bounce to him. Like what y'all saw last year, that was an anomaly. I'm better now. He looks.
I say he was third, right?
I think he was third.
I think he's been top 3 every single year for the last 5 years.
But
19, 20, 21, 22, 20. Yeah.
this year he looks like he's on a mission to dispel like that revenge thing that you were talking about. That's what it looks like with him.
You think he felt
I was
last
thinking
year
that.
after all the talk, so he's just stepping up this year.
That's
Yeah,
what
and
it
then
looks
everyone's
like.
gonna be like, I never said Jokic was the best.
Yes, you did.
I
Yes, you did.
staged with Giannis.
No, you did.
I never doubted him.
You
I
off the
always
train.
had Giannis.
Hey,
as best
I've
friend.
stayed on my pivot the whole time.
Yeah, Ron's been consistent.
Luka, my
But
MVP,
everyone
man.
else who switched up, they're gonna be out to. Nah, I always knew Giannis was the best player in the world. I'd never said it was Jokic. Just lie.
Well, I mean, even earlier, a couple like a month or so ago, I was saying like Giannis. I think Giannis is about to be, come out on crazy, like something we never seen before. But now they got Dame. I don't think it's going to be the same as what I thought it was going to be. But as a team, I think that might be better for them. But for Giannis, I think it might slow down what I thought Giannis was going to come out and do.
All right, fellas, we do got to keep it pushing because the time is ticking. But let me go ahead and throw this up on the screen because we have got to make some revisions to this because we have a tie for 4th and 5th place.
Can we vote? Can we vote on it, bro?
He's like,
Ain't no ties in basketball.
Yeah,
All right,
we
let's
could
do it.
a
Let's do it.
tiebreaker.
Let's do it. Hey, let's make it happen.
I vote for Russell
Listen,
Westbrook.
football or hockey or whatever.
Troll alert.
All right. The 2 names that we have, chat. I wish I could run a poll right now, but currently I'm out of the country and some things going on behind the scenes that I can't really get to. But we can do a vote up here. We got 4 of us. I guess I'll be the 5th vote, and we'll make it happen. The 2 guys that we have is
Nah, Ron, my vote is discussed with 2. You don't get a vote. Let's go.
all right. Bet.
I agree with that policy.
Fire. All right. We got Mikal Bridges. And then we have Victor Wembanyama. Yeah,
Nah,
you
bro,
guys
give
did the
me
voting.
Victor.
You guys,
Who voted for Victor, bro?
you
Who
guys
voted for
did the
Victor?
voting.
I just wanna I
You
just
voted-
hope for the sanctity of this list, the Brooklyn Nets best defender is in the top 3. Because there's no way there's 2 people on his team better on defense than him. There's no way.
Well,
So he
Mikal
better
deserves to
Voted
be
for
in
the
the
list.
top 3. He
Give
better
me
be in
Mikal
the
over
top
Victor.
3.
Mikal over Victor. All
Yeah,
day,
give me
every
Mikal.
day.
Give me Mikal.
Yes, on Sundays.
Yes.
Everybody's taking Mikal.
Yes.
I'm taking Wemby, but clearly I've been outvoted.
My thing is, I hear you, Morris. I hear
don't.
what you're saying.
I
No,
don't.
not Wemby.
No, not about Wemby.
Not
He's
about
talking
I'm
about
talking
Brooklyn.
about Nick Claxton.
Yes.
I hear you about Nick Claxton. But I do think Mikal deserves to be on this list. I think Mikal is definitely in the top 5, 6. Player. I think I might have voted Mikal.
I think Mikal's the best wing defender in the
The
league.
top 3 is going to be AD, Evan Mobley, and Bam. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Claxton
I
didn't
love-
make it.
I-
L
I-
list,
I-
L rankings, L everything.
It's gonna be who?
It's going to be AD, Evan Mobley, and Bam.
Sounds about right. AD at 1.
So Nicholas Claxton is below Ben Simmons and Mikal. Okay, yeah, the list is good.
That's
The
crazy.
list is good. The list is good. We can carry.
Let's see, Ron.
Mikal Bridges. All right. With that being said, let's talk about Wemby being top 5 for a second.
Why Wemby is not a better defender than Claxton? He's not.
And Chet's a better defender than Wemby.
Think so?
I'm not mad at that.
Well, there's a difference between better defender and defensive player of the year rankings. I'm of the belief that Wemby, if he averages 2.5 to 3 blocks, is going to get a bunch of votes for defensive player of the year based on the hype he has.
Right.
So I think he'll be high on the defensive player of the year ladder. Do I think he's a better defender than Nicholas Claxton? No. But I think he'll get more votes than him based on the fact that Nicholas Claxton seems to get no love, even by the people on players' choice. So I think no matter what Nicholas Claxton does, Wemby's going to get votes. So that was the logic. Because I put Wemby on my top 3 because I think he's going to get votes solely based on the fact he's going to block a bunch of shots and he has the media hype. It doesn't mean I think he's a top 3 defender in the league already. I just think he's going to get the votes.
Also,
So
Mark,
that was
you voted based on who you think is going to get defensive player of the
Yeah,
year.
I
Not
voted
who's
based on
the
who I actually think is going to be the top
Oh.
3 in the accolade, not who I think is the 3 best defenders.
Gotcha.
Because that's 2 different things to me.
But you do think Nick Claxton is the best defender on the Nets, though? Not that he's
Yes.
going to get the votes.
By a wide margin, I think he's the best defender on the Mets. Yes.
Gotcha.
I really do believe that Vic is going to average closer to 3 blocks than he is to 2. I think he's going to have. I know he's a rookie. I know we haven't
He
seen
might
it. But
average 4 blocks. I'm gonna be
no,
honest.
for real. Like
He might.
seriously. Yes.
Now that I think about it, Ron, his ability to
He might
contest
block
at
a
the
shot
long
on the
ball line-
perimeter every game.
Yeah. His ability to contest at the long ball line, I can see that. Yeah.
Have y'all been seeing him in the preseason? The blocks he be getting? Remember, he got that recovery block on. Who was that from OKC? I think that was J-Dub. J-Dub came off the screen, crossed him over, clearly had him beat. He had him beat by a couple steps. Vic recovers and blocks him on the dude was trying to reverse it on the other side of the ring.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. J-Dub was trying to do some cute shit. He should have dunked the basketball.
Not on him, yo. You got to throw it in there. You cannot do that.
So you think he lead the league in blocks? You think Victor's going to lead the league?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Who led the league in blocks last year?
Miles Turner or Jaren Jackson?
And how many?
Jaren Jackson, I think he averaged almost 4 a game.
Damn. Well, if Jaren Jackson can do it, Wemby can do it.
Man,
Yeah, Wemby was right. I think Wemby's averaging like 3 blocks in the preseason. He's playing like 20 minutes. Now, yes, not everyone's playing their best. Not everyone's playing their strongest lineup.
No, Mars, I'm not hearing that. Nobody's out there trying to get their shot blocked.
Yeah,
So
I'm
that's
saying.
why
I'm saying. So I think if he plays
three
more
blocks
minutes
a
and
game.
he's more engaged defensively, and the Spurs, in my opinion, are going to be funneling people towards him,
He averaged 3 blocks a game.
I think he can get his hands on 4 shots again. I think he can.
Chill. Is it crazy to say that somebody could possibly average 5 blocks in the NBA?
No one's done that since Mark Eaton, right?
It is. It's
Mark
crazy.
Mark Eaton did it in '89. He was defensive player of the year. He averaged 5 blocks.
And then
Olajuwon
Mark
averaged.
did it as a rookie.
Yeah, Olajuwon averaged 4.5 1 year. So yeah, the fact that we've seen it done. I mean, you have to be able to defend on the perimeter, and you got to block shots on the perimeter. And I think that Wemby is going to be able to block shots on the perimeter. That's going to be
Because the thing about him on the perimeter, like typically when you're blocking shots on the perimeter, you gotta you gotta time it, jump early, and you just gotta pray that the defender actually shoots it. For him, he can really just close out. He can really close out, stay on his feet, and jump when the ball is released, or wait until the other defender actually leaves the ground. If his timing is right, he's going to block a lot of shots on the perimeter. But if not, it's going to be a lot of pump fakes and blow bys.
He seems
Well,
pretty disciplined on those.
That's one of my biggest things, though. And I mean, I could be going off just a couple clips. Maybe I need to see a bigger sample size. But his ability to recover, like when a guard's guarding him, he did that a lot in Europe too. When a guard would blow by him, you think you got a layup, and then he's coming and slapping it off the backboard.
Yeah, but then you also so with that you got to get on that Chris Paul. You know, I hate when Chris Paul does, and I hate when guards do it in general. You know
you get the
come
defender on your back and you just stop.
Yeah,
basically.
and you stop him and bump him and get him like this. That stuff like that is having in foul trouble. But where he will get a lot of blocks, because nowadays, I don't know if it's just like what trainers are just teaching the players a lot now. They're relying on that side step or that step back to get in the ISO. So when they ISO Wemby, that step back's not going to work for him. You step back and shoot that shit, and it's going to the stand.
Because he recovering, because his ability to recover, he gonna be smacking that shit right back in your
That's all.
face.
That's all they're gonna be doing is trying to go do the side step. You know, Jason Tatum, how they do that. Jason Tatum might probably be able to get it off, but a lot of these cats they're gonna try to do that. Pop, smack, give me that. Like that's not happening. He's way too big, way too long. It's crazy. This is crazy. I can't believe some of the shit we're seeing right now.
All right, y'all. Does anybody have any predictions for number 3?
Probably Mobley. Bam or Mobley? Yeah. Let's go Mobley at 3.
Yeah, let's go Mobley at 3.
Ox.
Bam.
Yeah, I don't know, Bam. I don't know who I voted for. Bam. Yeah, go Bam.
All right, you guys are right. At number 3, it's Bam Adebayo.
Oh, thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 is Bam.
I think Bam is right in that conversation. His ability to switch, his ability to rim protect, his ability to guard on the perimeter also. And he doing what we just got finished talking about, Big Ox. The Miami Heat don't ask him to guard for long periods of time on the perimeter because those guys switch and they get back. Bam chases guys off screens. They blitz. Miami's defense, what they do is they blitz a lot. And Bam might get caught on a switch, but then you got guys like Kyle Lowry, you got guys like Caleb Martin who'll get back and get Bam back in the paint. That's the difference between him and guys like Giannis.
I think all these guys, Bam, Mobley, and AD, it's all they can protect the rim really well. They can guard the perimeter. It's just slightly better. Like I think Mobley's gonna be slightly better than Bam, or I thought Bam would be slightly better than Mobley, but AD's just noticeably better than these guys at all those facets. But they all do the same thing essentially.
I didn't even pick Evan Mobley, so everyone else must be very high.
Oh damn, you never Mobley in your 3?
I am.
Oh, no,
Mars, how do you know Evan Mobley's on this list?
Well, because it's not going to be Nicholas Claxton.
It's not. It's gonna be Rudy Gobert, Mars.
Oh, hell no.
You don't think Marcus Smart? He won a Defensive Player of the Year. You don't think he's on the list?
You
don't think Kawhi Leonard possibly made it?
For the sake of the show tonight, who's number 2? Who could it be? I don't know. I'm really wondering. I really don't know who the top 2 could be. Like, there's like 7 names I'm thinking right now. It could be between any one of them. I don't know who the top 2 could be. Really, it's not like I definitely know who the 2 names are. I have no idea at all. This is crazy. The suspense is killing me.
Well, y'all, at number 2, you predictions? Anybody?
Rudy Gobert.
Mobley.
Anthony Davis.
Draymond Green. I think I'm gonna go with Draymond Green.
Oh, that better not be Draymond.
Draymond ain't ridiculous. It might be some people that have Draymond in there too.
Let's just see. Who is it?
Anthony Davis.
Wow, the disrespect to Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought Davis. It's interesting with Davis. I thought for the past 2 years he's been the best defender in the league, but he's never gotten a Defensive Player of the Year. It's just simply because of health. I think when he's on the court, he's the best.
That's what it was last year. It was specifically because of health.
Everyone acknowledges when he's on the court, he's the best defender in the league.
Which is nonsense because, and I believe it was either in.
How long has that been the case, Jayla?
Man, I feel like it's been a case. Yeah, I can take a case that's been longer than just past 3 years. You can make a case since 20. When did he really become? Hold on, I want to say his second to last.
So in 8, so
his second to last in the New Orleans, maybe, or
in 18, he finished 3rd behind both Embiid and Giannis. Mm-hmm. It was either in 8, I think, and in 20 he finished in the top 3. In 20 he finished in the top 3 in Defensive Player of the Year, and then because of injuries keeping him out of the lineup, then it got tricky.
I want to say defensively, when did he really start being the best? I want to say 2016, maybe 2016.
I'm gonna say Kawhi Leonard was the best player in that year.
Which year?
2016.
But in terms of AD becoming an elite defender, do you think it was right off the bat? I think it took him a couple years. I think 2016 was
no, it was. I think he was first team.
He was great right off the bat. I think
great.
He was already.
I think he was first team all defense in year 2 or year 3. One of them 2 years. I think he was first team all defense in like year 2 or year 3.
It's crazy that he hasn't won a Defensive Player of the Year than if he's been that good for this long.
And that's why I'm having a difficult time with the amount of games being played, because I think it was in the 2021 season. Oh, the 18 season. That's what it was. It was in the 18 season. Rudy Gobert won the Defensive Player of the Year. He played the same amount of games as Anthony Davis. Same amount of games.
I think it was the team defense thing, like you said, with the team success defensively. Rudy Gobert was putting up some numbers on a number.
Even if that's true. So we got from the trade deadline to the end of the regular season. That's a little less than half the season. I'd like to think the Lakers were the best defensive team in the game. From that point, and Anthony Davis had already been an elite defender, or he had already been an elite defender at that point. So the fact that the amount of games that he played, I understand that Rudy played on Utah and they didn't really have any adjustments in terms of trades, anything like that. But for Anthony Davis too, for the amount of games he played, he led the league in rebounding. I think he was in the top 3 in the league in blocks. So I thought that he definitely had a legit shot to be the Defensive Player of the Year last year.
I agree.
All right, y'all. Well, at number 1, we all have our suspicions that it could either be Nick Claxton, Draymond, or
Rudy Gobert.
Possibly Evan Mobley.
Mars, tell me
Rudy
who.
Gobert too.
Tell me who it's not, Mars. Who is not number uno?
I'm willing to put every penny I own on it not being Trae Young.
or Nick Claxton.
It still could be Nick Claxton, man. I believe it still could be. It still
I
could
don't.
be. It could be Nick Claxton, man. I believe in the sanctity of the list. I believe there's no way.
Marcus Smart not being top 10 is kind of crazy. But
If the Brooklyn Nets are the number 1 defense in the league, I could see Nicholas Claxton getting more love and getting more of a narrative push.
Just so you know, Anthony Davis has been top 3 in Defensive Player of the Year twice.
Yes, sir. In 5 years,
Only twice.
That's
I thought it'd be top 3 more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, twice. 2018 and 2020.
2018 and 2020.
He was behind Joel Embiid in 2018 as well. So
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
shout out to Joel Embiid. But yeah, who's number 1, Ron? Let's see.
All right, and hold on. Doesn't AD have to play 65?
Well, everybody does, not just AD. Everybody does.
Anthony Davis. Yes, everyone.
I mean, well, Anthony Davis is the one with the biggest asterisk when it comes to 65. But let's go ahead. Number 1 on the Players' Choice Defensive Player of the Year rankings is none other than Evan Mobley.
Sure.
You like that?
Big Ox, I'm not, and this might be a stretch, but I think he could be KG defensively. That's how good I think he could be as a defensive player. I think he could be that good. His rebounding ability has gone up. I'd like to see him rebound a little bit more, but him in a paint as a paint presence, his ability to guard on the perimeter, his ability to rim protect. I do. I what I see when I watch him and offensively, I think he's going to get better. I'm thinking Chris Bosh with KG defense. That's what I'm thinking. That's how good I think he could be.
I do. I believe so. I mean, we've talked about Evan Mobley a lot, and I think in the next 7-8 seasons, will Evan Mobley be on the trajectory to be in that power forward conversation. Now he's not going to be Tim Duncan. I don't think so. But he'll be in that conversation of some of the great power forwards we've seen. I think.
Do you think he's going to be a 4 his whole career? Or you think he's a 4 because Jar Allen's there? Just with the way the game's going.
Well, that's a good point, Mars. I don't know. I can't rightfully answer that right now. I don't know.
I do, Mars. I do think that he's gonna stay at the 4 spot. I don't think he's gonna move to the 5. And the reason why I don't think he's gonna move to the 5 because, like I said to you yesterday, I think Wemby is the future of basketball. So I think that's what the 5 is gonna look like. So I don't think that you're gonna have guys that are 6'9", 6'10" playing the 5. I think the 5 is going to be much bigger guys moving forward, just with a higher skill level. So I think that he's going to stay at the 4.
Would you guys, because he was in the 21 draft, right, with Cade and Scottie Barnes?
Yes.
So Evan Mobley would be you guys' number 1 pick in that draft?
Redrafting it?
As of right now,
hold on. What draft was that? 2021 NBA draft?
So Cade, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, Scottie Barnes, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, those guys.
Hey, I first want to start by saying that was an amazing draft. Amazing so far. Everybody in the top 10, excluding Zaire Williams, is playing a significant role on their team or a good role.
I'm taking him over I'm taking him over Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green. Yes, I am.
When the draft started, I had Jalen Green, Scotty Barnes. I thought those two were probably going to be the best players out the draft. I liked Evan, but I was kind of sleep on Evan, and I thought Cade was a lot of hype. I thought it was Jalen and Scotty that were really the ones out of that draft.
I'm still going to value
redrafting. I'll probably take Jalen Green still, but
I'm going to value offense more. Yeah, I'm going to value the offense more for sure. So probably Jalen Green, even a guy like Giddey. I think I'd move up there in that spot. Maybe
would you take Giddey? Would you take Giddey over Evan, Jalen?
I think it's a conversation.
I think you're racist.
No,
call me a racist.
Yes, because that's a bad take.
I think Giddey is phenomenal. Again, I'm going to be biased here offensively. I think Mobley's game offensively is a lot more limited. I understand when he brings that defensive end of the game, but I think Giddey offensively, scorer, passer, playmaker, like he just kind of does it all. I'd probably take Giddey over Evan Mobley.
Ron, can I see that list? Because I'm looking at this list, and I think Giannis goes ahead of Mikal Bridges. I think he goes ahead of Wemby also. Who on this list? I think Nick Claxton goes ahead of Dylan Brooks.
He goes ahead of Dylan Brooks, Ben Simmons, Drew Holiday, Wemby, Mikal Bridges.
Guys.
Mm-hmm.
He's ahead of all the Brooklyn Nets players, at least.
I had Davis, Mobley, and Giannis as my three.
Nick Claxton goes ahead of Dylan Brooks, Ben Simmons, Jaren Jackson. I don't love him over Drew Holiday, but I think it's a legit conversation. But yeah, I'm going to go with the rim protector over the perimeter player because I think it's more difficult to guard at the rim than it is to guard on the perimeter. I definitely think he goes ahead of Wemby.
Is Rudy Gobert?
I'm not sure he goes ahead of. I mean, Mikal Bridges. I don't know, Ox. Mikal Bridges is. I'm an Eddie Jones stan, and that's who Mikal Bridges reminds me of. Whenever I watch him, that's what he reminds me of. Eddie Jones, except a little bit bigger and a better defender. So I'm a little bit biased when it comes to that. Not biased, but more. I'm kind of swaying toward that.
Mars, where'd you put your boy McDaniels? Really high
over Mikal Bridges, but I knew he wasn't going to make the list. And I want to defer to Brooklyn fans here because they've probably watched more of Mikal Bridges in Brooklyn than I have. His defense was not as good in Brooklyn as it was on Phoenix, in my opinion. Like, maybe that's because he had a larger offensive load. Maybe, I don't know what the reason is. Maybe it's because it's a new scheme. He was being asked to switch everything. It was different. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But defensively, it seemed as if he was living on Phoenix reputation because I'm still hearing about how he's one of the best defenders in the league. He wasn't showing that in Brooklyn. This season, he might. But when he was there last year, it seemed to me as if he was living off Phoenix reputation. Nicholas Claxton was an elite defender all year round with KD, Kyrie, without them, whatever. Mikal Bridges, to me, I wasn't seeing that. I would have Mikal Bridges behind Ben Simmons.
Well, wait a minute, though, Mars. That was Nicholas Claxton. I think that's a little unfair because that was Nicholas Claxton's job, regardless of who came on the crew. When Mikal Bridges got on the crew, well, he had more of an offensive load. That doesn't negate the fact that he's still an elite defender. He just possibly, that kind of suffered because he had to play a little bit more offense. Now, if you look at this,
he's going to have to do that again this year.
But that's my point, Mars. If you look at this crew this year, we may be reverting back to that, where this is going to be a great defensive team that's going to win a lot of games on defense. So maybe he may be that, because I'm having a difficult time with Mikal Bridges. Don't get me wrong. I think he can score the basketball, but to average 25, 26 a game for the entire season, plus be that kind of elite defender, something's got to give here. Something's going to happen.
That sounds like Kawhi Leonard.
It does. That's exactly what it sounds like, Big Ox. Something's going to happen.
We don't consider Kawhi Leonard still to be like in these comments. Like, he came fourth on this list. And I'm not saying he's a bad defender. And someone said I need to watch more Nets. Maybe I do, because I know I didn't watch all 27 games or whatever he played on Nets. Just from what I did watch, his defense wasn't at the same level as it was in Phoenix. That's all I'm saying. Right. Still a good defender, still bringing great value on that side of the ball, still gave effort, blah, blah, blah. Just wasn't as good. And this season, I'm going to assume he's still going to be the number one scoring option because Ben Simmons coming back doesn't change the fact that Mikal Bridges will be the one they're asking to score, unless they start playing Cam Thomas more. And I agree they might be a defensive leaning team. I think, well, definitely defensive like oriented team.
All right.
But if he's being asked to be the focal point of the offense scoring wise, I still think he's going to be the one who's going to take more plays off defensively. Nicholas Claxton and Ben Simmons can commit more to defense than he can. But yeah, here we are having him at 4. And if that's me hating, I apologize to Mikal Bridges because I don't mean to be hating on him. If this is,
I would love to see him be elite on offense and defense. I would love to see that. I just don't know if he's gonna do that.
All right, fellas. We've reached that time in the show. I do want to spend a few extra minutes reading some of these super chats. You guys send your hard-earned money in, so I want to respect and acknowledge you guys as well. So, for Mimo, so we always talk about the greats, but I'm a full-time hater. So, who's the worst player y'all ever seen play?
Michael Jordan in the 1990 3-point contest.
Yeah.
To hear it.
Go watch it. Tell me if he's the GOAT. Go watch it.
Rafael LaRusso.
It was worse than Julius Randle in the 3-point contest. It was worse.
Exactly. So go watch Michael Jordan in the 3-point contest 1990. Yeah, he shot like 38% from 3. And go tell me he could just shoot threes if he wanted to. Go tell me. Sorry, Karen.
Probably Slava Medvedenko. He's one of the
People have mentioned Tony Snell, the 000s. He's out there.
Respect Tony Snell, man.
I don't think
DJ Mbenga is bad.
Yes.
Lucas Nogueira was bad. Cristiano Felicio was bad.
Hashim Thabit was bad.
Hashim Thabit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he was bad.
All right, y'all. Keeping it pushing. Thickest Pilot 9 said, I know I'm late, but seeing Chill cuss dude out, then immediately apologizes. It's hilarious. Also, shows how you were raised. Keep it up, OG. Love the show.
Thank you, brother.
Teddy Hart said, can Players' Choice start an NBA fantasy league, maybe on a sleeper app, for them and their members to join?
What's NBAD?
NBA.
Oh, okay.
Good fix, Teddy Hart.
That's all. My fault.
Exclusive Excellence said that new Kai Jones song heat though.
See, this what I'm
Did he
talking
drop another one?
This is what I mean. This is what I mean with this dude. This is exactly what I mean with this dude.
He's just making music.
I'm sure. Keep it up, brother.
He going Infinity.
Like Shaq was making music, but meanwhile he was like 28 and 12. So
yeah, but if you give Kai Jones the opportunity, he'll be 29 and 13.
Once again, he was a first-round pick, Miles, on a bad team in Charlotte. Why wasn't he playing?
He didn't have the opportunity. He came off the bench in college too. They just be hating. I don't know why. They just be hating.
Kyrie the GOAT 1629 said, peak-wise, do y'all think AD is a top 3 power forward? Me personally, I got Tim Duncan and KG over him.
And Malone. And Barkley.
And Mikhail.
I mean, I think hold up. As a peak,
I think you make a very solid argument.
Yeah,
for KD over Charles
definitely better than Mikhail and Barkley.
And I'm not gonna talk about the other guy. Before.
Yeah,
well, I'll talk about the other guy. So no,
28 and 11 for 10 straight years. Yeah,
11, not 10, 11. That's more than a decade.
Yeah, good for him.
Yes, sir.
Anthony Davis defense though, probably.
Charles Barkley. I think you can make an argument if you value defense highly. I think it's the same thing for Dirk Nowitzki, but I probably have AD. Also, Giannis, by the way. Just saying.
I'm sorry, boss. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, but yeah, I think you can make an argument he's top 5. I think you can make an argument he's top 5.
Joel,
like Bob Pettit that never existed. What the hell?
I think Rasheed Wallace in today's NBA clears Anthony Davis, but.
I mean, I got love for Rasheed Wallace.
It's a shame he played 15 years ago, man. So.
I don't know if he cleared.
Joel Haracha said Kyrie beat Jason Tatum 1-on-1 with 3 dribbles. It's on YouTube with almost 7 million views. End of discussion.
Rookie JT, but yeah,
look,
rookie. Give me a break.
That's true, but Big Og said 3 dribbles. Kyrie might be the best one-on-one player in the league. That's 3 dribbles.
So in 29, so let me make sure I'm understanding this. In 2017, which Kyrie Irving had been in the league for 6 years at that point, almost 7 years at that point. And Jason Tatum, who just got out of college, so it's the end of the discussion. Get out of here, man.
I hate playing 3 dribbles one-on-one. I don't have a bag like that. I'm not gonna lie.
I cook anyone regardless, man. 3 dribbles, unlimited dribbles, 5 seconds, 7 seconds. It doesn't matter to me. I just got a bucket.
D9 said, "Happy Friday, panel. Best show on YouTube."
We do what we can, brother. We do what we
Shit,
can.
it is Friday. I didn't even notice that.
It is.
Get your
That's what's
wine,
up.
your vodka, your tequila, whatever you're doing. Get them ready. Friday night shit.
Vodka.
You don't do vodka? Cranberry and vodka, my go-to.
I'm not
Cranberry
college
vodka?
girl. I'm not college girl.
And by the way, since
going on?
Dylan Carter was talking about his family, yo, I don't know if it's me, but I've seen some Indian women. They are some of the most beautiful women that I've ever seen in my life.
That's not
They bad as hell, bro.
I looked at like, God, damn, I don't understand why, man.
I actually like it though. By
I
the way,
had
she
this
like
Indian,
Indian women
I had
beautiful
this
too.
Indian Trinidadian one, bro. Oh
Ooh.
my god,
Man,
bro.
I-
This is
uh-uh.
wildin'.
Indian women are.
Trinidadians know how to do
Hey,
it.
yeah, you still talk to her?
Nah, that was one of the ones that got away. It was sad, bro. It was so
Mhm.
sad.
She got
You got an Instagram?
Yeah, but I tried. You know what? She was in the Air Force, and back when it was like the thing where Trump killed he killed
Oh, yeah,
somebody,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like that issue. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
Dub
She
Dub is
was
there right now.
she was
That's
in
why
the- she was in the
talking to
Air
us.
Force,
He there
right?
right now, by the way.
She was
Dub
in the
is
Air
there.
Force, right? So I just hit her with the whole, I'm just hoping everything's good. I know we haven't talked in a while, but everything that's going on, I try to, squeeze up in there because of that issue, and she wasn't going for it.
Wow, Dub. So
Yeah.
you are you the guy that goes to the funerals to pick up women? That's a morbid reason to try to get up. That is crazy.
That's giving me scumbag vibes. That's giving me
Somebody got blown up. So Dub takes a chance to try to get back
Hey
in.
man, Big Ox. Everybody needs a shoulder to
Big Ox.
cry on, baby.
That's giving me scumbag vibes. Big Ox.
Hey, chill. We got to change the name of that show. We got to call it Scumbag Jim.
It might be Big Ox. That's giving me scumbag vibes. It is.
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
I never
He does
said,
work with a scumbag anyway, so I can see it rubbing
guy.
off on him.
I never said I wasn't one. I mean, I know what I am.
Y'all both have admitted to it.
You know what's so funny? No, I'm gonna tell y'all what literally somebody told me. They said I have layers, right? It's like so I have layers of scumbag headedness, and then layers of like, oh, I'm a good dude. This is off of somebody else's words, not mine.
You're an onion, Dub?
Yeah. I'm an onion. I have.
You know what this is, Big Ox? I smoke. I'm not a crackhead. I just smoke a lot of crack. Get the hell out of here, yo.
I'm not a crackhead. I can stop if I want.
I'm not an alcoholic. No, I'm not an alcoholic. I just like to drink.
My mama wasn't watching that TV anyway.
Yeah. All right, so I got a couple more I want to read. Bola Boy 23 said he meant why was Luka ranked so high when him and Trey had accomplished the same thing in the NBA so far? Great question, Kenyon.
Because when you
watch them play, you can see there's a clear gulf in class. That's the problem with people.
That's why you can't just box score. You gotta watch.
I don't
the
see
game.
it.
Ironic coming from you, Jalen, but sure.
And you can't just watch the game. You gotta. The numbers matter, but also the eye test matters too. It's a combination of the two.
G Life with a super chat say, "Hey, chill. Do you think Robert Pack and Russell Westbrook had similar playing styles?"
No, I do not. Even though Robert Pack was an athlete, Russ was bigger. Russ was more athletic. Russ played faster. Russ was a better passer. I mean, don't get me wrong. Robert Pack will run down the gut and throw it on you, but not like Russ. No, I don't think they were similar.
All right, y'all. Last super chat of the day from It's Mr. GQ to you. He said, people get away with steroids all the time, i.e. Tommy Morrison. Now they're cracking down with more strict tests and more athletes are popping dirty. Is it fair that the new guys won't have the same quote-unquote advantages?
I don't care if they do or not.
I think
as long as it's not a combat sport, I don't care.
Yeah, facts. As long as it's not a combat sport, I think steroids are good for the game.
Big Ox, what they say? What they say, Big Ox? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I'm saying, like, as long as we're not like punching each other, wrestling and stuff, like shit, man, shoot up, okay, let's go.
Yeah, steroids while wrestling is SOD. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
So like what those Olympic runners were doing those steroids? It wasn't a 92, 98 race.
Yeah, that's such a crazy advantage, bro.
First of all, I don't believe that Marion Jones ever did steroids.
Yes, she did.
Mary, she pulled up, came and admitted it.
She admitted
she out there
That's
crying on national television.
She was forced to admit it, Jenna.
She admitted
Not
it, but it
true.
was a forced admission. Like, she
There's a
Right,
whole
exactly.
documentary on it where she talks about
Jenna,
it.
it's like
documentaries aren't always
you know how many people have been in interrogation rooms and got beaten to confessions? That's
Man,
why.
it's true.
She did not get beaten into a confession. It was basically rapid questions.
Morris Green is innocent.
This guy's insane. They not.
Should give Ben Johnson his goal.
You're muted, Ron. You're
Fellas. I got tacos, tequila, and tatas to get to. The 3 T's of the day of the weekend.
Okay.
So unfortunately, we gotta end the stream. Hey, I invite you guys to go do the same thing.
Tacos to the top.
Tacos, tequila.
WTG.
Big